evening, everyone, and welcome to the final chapter in A Crusade of Thorns, the noir version. Here in Los Angeles, 1943, we've seen riots and strange Setite rituals involving the loss of human life. We've seen a warehouse fire and a horrible murder, and have encountered both human government hunters and the Inquisition, all while the city, as our Camarilla coterie knows it, crumbles around them. Tonight, we tell the last chapter of that tale. But before we do, I wanted to say hi and welcome everyone to the stream. We're very excited to have you all here for the last one of these. We will, of course, have more within this meta plot coming. I promise in 2 weeks, we will be launching 2 new games within this same world. One will be set in 1966 Cold War Berlin, and the other one will be set in 1888 Jack the Ripper era London, both of which are tied into the events that happen in this game in their own way. And we will be seeing more after that as well. So don't fret that this is the last you're going to see of either some of these players, some of these characters. There is a plan that goes until summer 2020 for this for this Chronicles of Darkness Chronicle thing. And there will be much more after this. So don't feel sad. Feel excited for the future of amazing stories that are going to happen within this world. I am Sean, also known as Throck. I am your storyteller this evening. And just about a year ago, I had this crazy idea where I said, what if we did a LARP on stream, where essentially we brought multiple coteries together telling different stories on different channels, and how the hell would that work? And then we did it, and that was amazing. And from this has spawned this entire concept of a meta chronicle spanning 140 years of history within the world of darkness, and so watch out for more of that. Before we get into all of our thanks and goodnesses and all of that stuff, I want to say hello to our amazing players, and we'll just go around and do introductions. Tell us who you are, tell us what you're excited for, and maybe what you're sad you'll be missing after tonight. Starting with Leona.
Hi, my name is Leona. I am at the Lady Bedlam, and I am Audra, our Ventru, maybe not so Camarilla-ish enforcer, and I am just looking forward to seeing how this goes down. I am nervous, I am expecting lots of feels, and I'm looking forward to it, so yeah.
Yay. M.
Hi, I'm M. I'm playing Alexander the Chronicler and a Toreador Chronicler. I'm excited to see what kind of mess we can get into for the last time. And I'm going to miss all of the character interactions. I think over the last 12 episodes or 11 episodes, we've kind of all gotten a feel for our characters. So it's been really nice to see those interactions. And I'm hoping that we see at least some more strong emotions tonight, and
Emotions.
We'll see what happens.
Awesome. Kevin.
Hi, I'm Kevin, beside Kevin on Twitter. I'm playing Calvin, your Ventru financier.
Excellent.
And I'm going to miss these people.
Yeah. All right, Nerdy.
Hi, I'm Nerdy Teddy. You can find me at Nerdy Teddy on Twitter, and I am playing Celine, the Toreador club manager, and I'm gonna miss these people. And this has been so much fun, so just gonna miss the whole thing.
And last but not least, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff Holland. I'll be playing Silas Blackthorn, the Bruja investigator. I can't wait to see how all this shakes out. I'm going to miss playing it, but I think we've had a hell of a run, so pretty happy about that.
Yeah. I completely agree. And it's always, to me, sometimes it's always nice to tell a very compact story. But we're going to get into more of the debrief after the game. And of course, tomorrow at 8 p.m. is Talking Thorns. Well, we'll do the whole debrief with everybody who can make it from the cast, from the storytellers, at 8 p.m. right here on Welcome to the Party. Before we get started, I need to remind you all why we're doing this. We are, other than the fun and the storytelling, of course, we are also during the run of the Crusade of Thorns, we are fundraising for Rainbow Railroad. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a link. If you click on that link, it'll take you directly to their donate website where you can donate to help LGBT communities in crisis around the world. There are lots of places still on this planet where people who are LGBTQ cannot live in freedom, and this organization helps those folks through microgrants and all sorts of other, like working through customs and things like that, to get out of these dangerous places and to get somewhere safer. And we thought that was a really important charity for us to be supporting during the run of this Vampire 5e Chronicle, and so we hope you'll join us tonight in supporting Rainbow Railroad. Next, if you want to know more about the setting, the rules that we're using, and all that sort of crazy stuff, if you scroll right above Rainbow Railroad, if you've got it in 2 columns, it's Twitch and it can be weird, you'll see a Crusade of Thorns. Learn more here. And that is Death by Mage's amazing website that's been keeping track of all the episodes, all the stuff that we've published, all the radio episodes we've done, and all those different pieces of the game. You can go check them out. And on that note, I have now seen the first few images of what the Crusade of Thorns 5e book will look like. And it looks amazing. Death by Mage is doing a killer job at like the typesetting and the graphic design of this book, and I am so excited to see this project come to fruition. We should have, I don't want to put an exact date on it, but I would say summer it will be on Drive-Thru-RPG. That is my guess, is that we will have all of the text finished. We're up to about 35,000 words. I imagine it's going to top out at 40,000 words, and we will have that for purchase on Drive-Thru-RPG by this summer, and it's going to be very exciting. Last but not least, of course, we need to thank our amazing sponsors, Devin Rue, the mistress of maps, who has been with us since the very beginning and has had all sorts of help for the community, allows us to use art assets and all that sort of amazing stuff. Yes, you should expect this book, Tabletop Loot, on exactly July 31st, at the moment of the solstice. And of course, Tabletop Loot, who is here tonight and just dropped $15 in channel, your purveyor of all fine tabletop goods, including some of the best dice in the land. Check out Tabletop Loot at tabletoploot.com. And last but not least, of course, So Nerdware, the purveyor of our merch, where you can find Dalewood Oleomargarine t-shirts, a Crusade of Thorns t-shirts, and all sorts of other amazing welcome to the party stuff. If someone could hit !merch for me, it'll send you there. Yes, there's a Dalewood t-shirt. Awesome. And you can use our code, thank you both, Death by Mage and Leona, for hitting merch. You can use the code WELCOME to get 10% off your purchase if you go there. And if you're a Patreon starting April 1st, you will get 15% off your purchase, because that is when most of our Patreon stuff, which is the last thing I'm talking about, most of our Patreon stuff comes into effect April 1st, other than the posts. So about this Patreon thing, which is the last thing I talk about, I promise. It's a big show, and I have lots of announcements because it's the last one. Our Patreon is dedicated to creating a incubator for creatives across the RPG space. We want to be able to hire artists and writers and all sorts of amazing makers to do great things and pay them for it. That is what that is what we have aspected our Patreon towards. Of course, we're going to share with you all the awesome projects we're working on here, sneak peeks of the art. You're going to get cool discounts, and if we can swing it in the future, we'll be giving away stuff on there too. And so if you're interested in helping us support amazing artists across the community, and even in the long term, we're hoping to be able to give a stipend to our players, our mods, our GMs, because this is creative work, and creative work deserves compensation. We all put a lot of heart and soul into this and making these graphic designs that you see and putting together these games and playing in them. And so to us, I had this concept of PBS for RPGs, right? Where our gaming and the creative work that will happen here and the people we work with are underwritten by the people who play here, the people who watch here. And that is what our Patreon's all about, is creating PBS for RPGs, where we are underwritten by you. So cool. That is all of the announcements. And so I would like to ask someone to tell me what happened last week here on Crusade of Thorns.
Well, it was a real busy week.
Real busy.
We had taken half of Von Lindy's coterie captive, not hostage, captive. And they were in the basement. We believed we were about to be overrun by shovelheads, but it turned out that was just Ravi having fun. I did a lot of talking. Celine convinced Von Lundy's coterie to work with us to rescue Lola after Alexander spotted them or had a vision of them in a church basement. I got the calling from Don Sebastian to bring him money I had taken, and opted to have myself staked to avoid doing that. Before I was staked, I made a deal with Ming where we would partner with her in order to get the jade statue from the same church, and future deals going forward. Jamie Chen stopped by and got some information. I'm trying to think.
There was that whole thing with the prince and Audra.
Oh, yes. And then after I staked, Audra got called, and the prince tore Audra apart mentally and sent her back to us. Yeah, it was rough. And yeah, Alexander and Silas talked to her, and Silas broke through to her and kind of grounded her a little bit. Not grounded like go to your room, but like he didn't that much gruff dad at her.
I was gonna say that's not how I remembered it, but okay.
He managed to comfort her, and the two of them went to go see Audra's touchstone, actually, is how that went down.
Yes. And so tonight we're expecting to raid the church, which is a genius idea.
Yeah, it's going to be super great. So, the sun sets over Los Angeles as our coterie, well, 4 of them, wake up, knowing that today they will need to fulfill their promise to Ming and to Von Lindy's coterie, which you all don't know, but is actually his former coterie. And so I will leave it to you all. Calvin is staked, as you remember. But the other 4 of you, Silas and Audra, last night went to go visit one of Audra's touchstones, which allowed her to regain some of her willpower. And Audra, if you would like to, you can regain an additional willpower from sleep. And if anyone else spent a willpower last night, they gain it back. And if anybody was wounded, make sure to make your wound rolls and all that sort of good stuff. But I don't think anybody was. I think you're all healed up.
Do I get?
Yeah.
Well, not me. I need
Okay.
to make 3 rouse checks for aggravated.
Oh yeah, make 3 rouse checks for an aggravated. Okay, that's 1 rouse. Well, you will get your 1 aggravated back, and then Audra, it seems like you flagged as well.
I am wondering, I know I had a bunch of willpower damage. Is there anything that I can do to that?
You will heal 1 of those per night.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Will I do that since I am in torpor?
Yes.
Hopefully I've done that correctly. And if you can take a look if you've got a sec.
Yeah. But otherwise, I leave you all to wake up. Collected down in the room below you is a motley crew, as we are, of course, at Cafe Gala, your new haven, after you a few weeks ago had to leave your previous one as part of a bargain. You stay upstairs in the offices and the rooms that are up there. Down in the first floor is a motley crew of people, including what's left of Von Lindy's coterie. Captain Mitchell's there with a member or 2 of his coterie. 7 of Ming's ghouls stayed the day. Hyacinth is there, Elizabeth is there, and of course, Gale is there as well.
I'm also going to rouse to try to heal some superficial.
Okay.
And I'm going to need defeat.
Gale. Okay.
I'm going to need defeat because that is 5. And
All right, so go ahead and make your feeding check, and we'll just go quickly past the feeding for anyone who needs to feed tonight.
And how much superficial is that for?
It's what's your blood potency?
2.
Is 1.
Okay.
Did you need us to make our rouse checks?
Only if you... no, don't worry about it. I don't want to overdo the feeding and blood stuff today. I'm sorry, it's 2 points of superficial damage that you heal.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you rise. What happens next?
Do we have to fix Calvin
Kelvin is staked. You can do what you want with Kelvin. You know, Alexander knows factually that these summons on Kelvin would have worn off by now.
So we
Is
should
there
unstake him.
a special technique? Do we just... Okay, well... Unless Gail wants to finish what she started.
Does Gail want to do the honors?
Can I can unstake him? I would love to. And you see her literally straddle his chest again and get like super close to his face. And her hand very slowly moves and kind of gently caresses the stake, moving it a little bit. And then she kind of wraps her hand around it very slowly. And then
Wrong clock, Gail.
just goes, hi! And you wake up.
Oh, God.
Rise and shine, sweetheart. We've got a big day today.
Thank you for waking me. It's been
Welcome.
1 day, yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate
And she will de-straddle you.
I will get dressed and come downstairs.
You all make your way downstairs. I cannot tell you what happens next at this point. It is entirely up to you.
All right, I will come downstairs, and I will, as I come down the stairs, be like, well, how was the night?
Not great. Not great.
What happened? Were we attacked again?
No.
Montage of explaining the evening.
Not physically.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys explain all that happened with Audra going to Don Sebastian.
Yeah.
And having her brain scrambled. Yep.
Yeah.
Audra, I'm so that's...
Yeah, it was a weird time.
I'm sorry, and good work.
Thank you.
You stepped up. That's amazing. I was selfish to think that he would stop at me.
You had no way of knowing, Calvin. It's okay. We did what we thought was best.
Good.
And I'm saying you also did what you thought was best, right? We as a team.
Yes, but I have to start thinking more as a team and less as a me. Because I put you all at risk with that. I'm sorry. So, you talked to Don Sebastian. Leona, or sorry.
Yes, sorry.
Audra, you talked to Don Sebastian.
Yes.
He's got powers.
Yes. No shit.
Is it well known that people with dominate stuff can like implant things?
By people with dominate stuff, it is.
Yeah, by me. So
Yeah.
There's a chance Don Sebastian has laid a trap within you, and I would like to try something if you trust me.
I do trust you.
Okay. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do so it doesn't freak you out. I want to make everything Don Sebastian said to you Russian. Do you speak Russian?
No, I don't speak Russian.
Good, we'll use Russian.
Okay.
All right, and I'm going to use powers. Nope, that doesn't.
Where my powers at?
My dominates the forgetful mind,
Yeah.
and I'll just throw it up in the thing there.
Yep. Make a rouse check.
Okay.
You may choose to not roll in defense. Well, actually, you can choose to only roll your resolve, which is instinctual, and not your intelligence.
All right.
Your
Here
willpower
is-
will still fight against the intrusion, but you can choose to essentially half your defense by only rolling your resolve against him, if you feel like you're safe enough to do that. That would
Okay.
be you letting him enter, right?
Okay. So I would have to roll. I have to roll something, but I can choose to half it, basically.
Yes. Yeah, you can
Okay.
only roll your resolve if you want, as opposed to
Yep.
your intelligence plus resolve.
Let's do that.
All right, here is...
There we go.
Okay. Well, you can
Alright.
make that entire session just disappear if you want.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I want her... I'll look into her eyes and I will say, you went to Don Sebastian. You felt the things you felt. I will not take that from you. You felt however he made you feel, but he was speaking a language you don't understand. He was speaking Russian. Everything he said to you was in a language you don't understand. It made you feel your feelings. It hurt you. And it affected you. But thinking back, all of it was in a language you don't speak. And that's all I'll say. And I'll back off and shut down the power. Because I could technically rewrite a whole bunch of memories, but I'm not going to do that.
You could go back and be
Yeah, I'm
as
not gonna do
detailed
that.
as long as you want. Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't want to take the pain away. I'm sorry. What he did to you should not be erased.
That's okay. I don't speak Russian. That's okay. And she's a little, not 100% for a moment, but then as he pulls the power away, she kind of comes back and goes, I'm okay.
Hopefully, if he gave you any orders, you won't understand them.
Let's hope so.
And Leona,
Because I don't remember.
Leona, I will. Should the thing that we talked about occur, I will tell you what happens then to maintain the
Okay.
suspense.
Yep.
Okay. Whether it worked or not, we don't know.
All right. That's... All right. So we're going to raid a church. That's what we are doing.
Yes.
All right. Do we have any way of getting a layout? Any way of getting plans or anything?
I actually got the layout.
Yeah, so you've got your earmuffs and the layout of the street map with the sewer map underneath it.
I was looking into it actually, and they're not big earmuffs. They're called ear wardens, and they're in a little canister about this big.
Okay.
So they easily fit in your pocket and can be opened with gloves on.
Okay.
And they're just little plugs.
Oh, fun. Right on.
So say, everyone, these are ear wardens. They're used by artillery to drown out sound. If you're afraid of someone trying to dominate your brain, this might help. If Don Sebastian surprises us and tries to dominate us, this may be a way to buy us a moment. And I hand out the ear wardens.
Okay, so looking at the layout.
Don't put them in now.
Looking at the layout.
How will I know they fit if I don't try them on now?
Okay.
How do we know when you can hear the airway noise? Put them in your face. As you unfold the map of the block, the Church of St. Vibiana, also known as the Cathedral of All Saints, sits on Temple Street between North Grand Avenue and North Hill Street in the northern part of downtown Los Angeles. It's a kind of business transitioning into residential at this point in its history. There is a broad 4-lane street that is Temple Street, and the complex itself is actually made of 2 buildings. The building number 1 is the Church of St. Vibiana. The second is the Mausoleum of All Saints, also known as the Mausoleum of St. Vibiana. The 2 are separated by gardens, but it exists on a single city block. There is one main entrance to the church. The entrance to the mausoleum is actually in the gardens itself. It cannot be accessed above ground from any way other than through the church itself. There are also 2 side exits to the building. One 2 of you know about is at the east transept where the offices were. You saw the exit when you were in there. So if you guys know about a church, right, there's the nave, which is the bottom of the cross that the Catholic churches are made of. There's the two transepts, and then there's the altar and the sacristy, which make the top right. So the east transept is where the offices were. When you two came in, you walked through the nave, you made a right, and then you went through some doors. There was a bunch of stained glass that you recall that was of the 7 deadly sins. There was a door there at the end of the east transept that took you into the offices for the place. And you know that there is a second entrance at the offices themselves. And so you've got the main entrance, the office entrance, and then there is a fire exit as well that's off on the North Grand Street side of the building, which is the same side as the offices. Below ground, there is a main trunk of the sewer system that runs directly below the street. Outside of the temple itself. However, if you Celine and or Alexander could make an intelligence plus occult check.
I will do that.
Or occult plus intelligence. We're going to ignore the messy critical, but congratulations on the critical. So, in ancient Hebrew, there are 4 letters to the name of God. You realize that there is a strange sort of structure that is the letter Yod, which is kind of this swish and a line, but it's almost like it's sitting off the main trunk and leads directly underneath the mausoleum, as if there's a... It's very lightly drawn in light blue, and because of the way the grounds are drawn, it's hard to perceive, but your brain clicks into the pattern of it and goes, oh my god, that's a Yod. That is the Hebrew letter Yod. That is the first letter of the name of God in Hebrew. And so you believe that there is an additional entrance underneath in the mausoleum.
We're not in this.
Was jotting that down. Yeah. Do we want to go through the mausoleum?
We're not there to kill.
No.
We're not there to rain terror. We're there to get in and out. So that sounds like the best plan. It'll probably... trying to think, because what is it? Porto, whatever the hidden entrance is for us is trapped. I think our security systems are very good, so let's assume that there is us. Fortunately, we do have the shell that Ming said will break wards and veils. She did advise that it will take a good amount of willpower. I do not believe that I am the strongest of mind.
I certainly am not.
And I actually look over at Gale.
Yes?
You have a very forceful personality. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Would you say you're strong of will?
I mean, I don't know. I guess so, yeah.
Does anyone think they would be more skilled? Do you know anything about the occult?
Yes.
Okay. Take this shell.
Ooh, this is weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Gail. Does anyone wish to stay behind? I'm looking at the other coteries as well.
So Captain Mitchell will be like, well, if you're going in through the sewers, you don't want to take a lot of people. Because you're going to lose your stealth. But maybe we could be helpful in some other way?
Keep watch upstairs?
Or a distraction?
Yeah, I was going to say...
It's a good tactic.
Having somebody distract up on the surface would be really helpful. Kind of divide their forces, if possible.
We're going to have to literally synchronize our watches.
they'd make a great distraction. My people can lock down the block, keep unwanted eyes away.
Good. Yes, do that. All right. But I believe Von Lindy's people. I'm glad you are with us in this. Let's get your person back.
Yeah, we'll come with. Definitely.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Cap Mitchell's folks are going to create a distraction. What about Ming's people? They're all just kind of sitting over there like, what do you want us to do?
We're going to need at least some of them in the sewers. And we could have some of them support Captain Mitchell's efforts. Because they will have better access to the physical grounds, I believe, than we will.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
So we'll take 2 of them into the sewers, and when we go in, you can wait in the sewers to make sure that that exit remains open.
Okay.
And one of you 2 will be picking up Ming's object. Because I'm sure as hell never touching it again.
Oh, you want us to come with you? Or do you want us to wait in the sewers?
Hell. You'll wait in the sewers. We'll bring it to you.
Okay. We can do that. So you've got Hyacinth and Lisbeth left.
Hyacinth, Lisbeth, do you have any interest in this?
I just want you to be safe if there's some way I can help with that.
To be honest, we do need someone helping maintain the club. Hyacinth, you are very skilled in wards and whatnot, I believe.
Yes.
So would you like to come with us? Would you like to see the basement of the church?
I would like to see I would like to see an Inquisition's hideout. I think that would be fascinating.
Excellent.
I will let you guys know because the camera will be centered on you. You will be the lead in all of the things that happen. You will tell me how you want to use these assets as we go through, otherwise they will fade into the background and the action will stay focused on you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I think having Lisbeth stay here with some of our security, because the Anarchs may come knocking. Remind them that this is owned property.
I will.
Yeah. I think that's everybody. Anyone have any recommendations, suggestions? I'm open to... Nothing?
Mitch will be
I
like,
think it's a solid plan.
should we be loud? How loud do you want us to be? You want us to try and draw people away? What do you want us to do? I know we're going to be a distraction, but
There's
we could...
different levels. We're not asking you...
How many people are we expecting to be inside tonight?
I've never been inside one of these places when it's known to be in...
What night is it?
Is it
It is
Saturday
a
night?
Thursday night. We'll call it a
Okay.
Thursday night. Yeah.
All right, then it should be minimal bodies. Do we smoke them out?
Smoke 'em out.
Sorry, all my ideas involve fire at this point.
Yeah.
Drifting too
Fire's
far
the-
away from fire.
A fire
That's
is
when all our
not
troubles
the way to
start.
go. No fire. I mean,
All right.
that's bad for us.
We want enough attention to draw people to you, but not gain outside attention.
We're not looking to make the section take notice.
Yeah, I think that would be for the best.
All right.
I mean, we could honestly just knock on the door and create a ruckus.
Yeah.
That works.
They have at least one person who glows. I don't know what that means, but he glows.
That's not worrisome at all. We'll be fine. I'm sure we'll be okay.
And if he glows, I tell the humans, Ming's people, if you see a man with glowing fists, take him out first. I tell the other humans that, so that they...
You got it.
Good.
All right. So the plan is to have you all sneak in with 2 of Ming's people and Hyacinth, and then Von Lindy's people, through the sewers, into the mausoleum. You'll make your way up through the mausoleum, and look for a way into the sub-level of this cathedral.
Yep.
We, on the other hand, will be knocking on the door in order to get any patrols that may be inside to not be looking at you, while Celine's folk make sure that the outside stays very quiet. Do any of you have any good pull with the cops?
I look to Silas.
Hey, Silas. Maybe we could make sure there's no police patrols in the area tonight?
I'll make the call.
All right.
Well, with the Anarchs doing what they're doing, rousing throughout the city, I'm sure the cops will have plenty to do.
Yeah. Better safe than sorry.
Excellent. Good. Let's do this. And Calvin will pick up his Tommy gun.
So, awesome. You do have an arsenal in your hideout. It is composed of 2 rifles and 2 pistols.
I'm going to grab a pistol as well.
Okay. Who would like to arm themselves with a firearm? Silas has one. I know.
Taking the 45 that I grabbed when we took down Adam and
okay. It's plus
Harper.
2 damage on your Dex firearms rolls, or Composure firearms rolls. The Thompson is plus 2 damage and plus 3 dice to shoot.
Okay.
I'll take a firearm.
You
Swap
gotta-
out this. No, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say there's 2 rifles and a pistol, and 2 pistols.
Okay. Yeah, a pistol will work instead of like sword and stake. It can be sword and pistol.
Sure. I love that. That's like modern Florentine. Yeah.
I guess I'll take a rifle.
All right. Rifle is going to be plus 3 damage. Pistol is going to be plus 2 damage. Please mark that on your sheet for your weapon.
If there's no one taking another pistol, I'll take a pistol as backup.
I think both
that's
pistols
everything.
were taken.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
I don't need to be covered in rifles.
So the final plan in question is, where do you enter the sewers? How close do you choose to get before entering the sewers? Because as Silas well knows, there's some shit down there.
Half mile?
I would prefer we get as close as possible before we go into the sewers.
I agree.
Lean, what kind of footwear are you packing?
Who?
Celine.
Oh.
I'll bring something practical this time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Alexander only owns dress shoes, so this is we're gonna ruin some outfits.
I think I might have an extra pair of gum boots or something.
Sweet. Wellies. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, having put on more sensible footwear, which is the most Camarilla thing ever to do before heading
I'm
to the
actually
sewers.
going to continue wearing the suit.
Okay. Good. I'm glad.
Celine's
Yeah.
still wearing the dress because she doesn't actually have anything.
Yeah.
I assumed that. That's why I was only asking about the shoe.
Yeah. We're not I think we're basically same uniform, just practical footwear.
Just practical footwear. Yeah. That's our new Camarilla hashtag is practical footwear. I love it.
The alternate action figures have nicer boots.
Yes, indeed. So, getting about 2 blocks away from the Cathedral of St. Vibiana, the Church of All Souls, you slip into a sewer grate with yourselves, 4 members of Von Lindy's coterie, and Hyacinth, and 2 of Ming's ghouls.
And Gail's with us.
Oh, and Gail, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm here. Hi. Yeah. Yay. Okay.
We need her up front because she's got that turtle shell dealing.
She does. You begin to make your way through the sewers. It stanks. It's a sewer. It is exactly what you would expect. It's a big round tube full of poop and pee and trash. That is
And choose
exactly
not
what
to
you
breathe.
Yeah. Everyone here can choose not to breathe and smell, and it won't be a problem other than for your sensible footwear. The constant sounds of dripping water and the kind of slime on the walls. It's a little bit of slow going at first as you get used to it, but having turned off your like olfactory senses and your taste senses and just choosing not to use any blood up there, you are, after about 15 minutes, able to make your way to the spur that Alexander knows is where this Hebrew letter of a construction of sewer is supposed to exist. You know you're at the spot, and yet before you see blank wall. A red brick sort of half moon on this side.
Gale, anyone want to look extra hard? Yeah.
I'll always take a look.
For sure. What's your heightened senses? Yeah?
Yeah, this is going to be painful, isn't it? Or can I keep my nose shut off while just making my eyes? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. You may. As you look, you specifically see one of the bricks that's kind of at the top of a series of it's all brickwork, right? But you see this one brick that seems to be a little bit lighter than the other ones, as if it has been replaced with a fresher one. And as you get up close to it, in the darkness, you realize it's got an inscription in it. It's in Latin. Do you speak Latin? I think you speak Latin. Alexander?
I don't think I speak Latin.
How many dots in occult do you have?
2.
Okay. Make a intelligence plus occult roll.
Sure.
How can Alexander not speak Latin, though?
I know. I just assumed
I know.
Latin's got to be like .1.
I mean, I didn't know where that would go into, like how I would get that other than like a specialty. But yeah, I should speak Latin.
In Latin,
does he speak Spanish? I feel like that basically gets you most of the way there. Anyway.
Yeah. In Latin, it says "Datuum de ut corporis et sanguinis tui intraminus hoc." You're not super sure what that means, but it has something to do with giving of blood, obviously, and body.
Does anyone speak? I speak French, but I don't think that helps too much.
Hyacinth goes, I speak Latin.
Yeah.
Let me take a look.
There you go.
Give of thy body and of thy blood to enter this place.
I'm going to have learned the Ming's gentlemen's names just to treat them like people.
Sure.
And I will ask,
you there, big fella.
I'll ask one of them to come forward.
Okay.
And, because I suspect mortal blood. Also, I don't want to lose any of my own.
Sure.
Are you willing to bleed a little for...
Yeah.
All right. Go for it. Like, what does he do? Does he bleed on the brick? Try bleeding on the brick.
Okay. And he'll, like, take out a knife and, like, cut his hand a little bit and, like, smear it on the brick. And it opens. There is a circle that of brick that sits back and rolls into the wall. And before you see a well-hewn gray stone sewer construction. Except it is completely dry. It smells not of poop and or pee.
I'm going to assume we brought flashlights with us.
Sure. Yeah, that's a fair assumption.
All right. Yep. I'll does anyone... This is where a Nosferatu would be so
super
very
helpful. Yeah.
All right. Let's move slowly and quietly as much as possible. Oh, does Von Lindy's coterie? I have a list of them. Let's see. They have a Nosferatu.
Oh, yeah, they do. That is correct.
An obvious Nosferatu female.
Yes.
In a blue dress.
she will go, okay, I'll go ahead. And she disappears. I need to make 2 rolls real quick.
All right.
That's a crit. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah,
Successes. I don't know why that says 3 successes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is 10 successes. Why does that say 3 successes? Okay, thank you. All right. Cool. So it's going to be willpower. So we're going to roll 60, 10. Oh, Jesus Christ. She begins to move forward, and you see her turn around the corner, and then there is an immediate scream that stops suddenly.
Gale, could you please move up with the turtle?
You sure?
You've got this, Gale.
I will follow immediately behind.
And then
Gale.
we're all gonna move up pretty.
Like I'm gonna be like, I'm with you, Gale, and like almost touching Gale, like swords out, gun out, right, and just like prepared.
Yeah. Okay. And she like pulls out the thing, and she's like, okay, you got to do this for me. I don't know what's about to happen, but you and me, we need to get past this thing. Whatever it is, you and I, we're gonna make it past. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And she begins to head down the sewers. This kind of gray hewn stone, and as the kind of rounded corner makes its way, she turns around and goes, hey, there's our Nosferatu friend. And you see a torpid Nosferatu who apparently looks like they have not fed in a decade.
Jesus.
Shit.
Clearly there's some magic at work here.
Uh-huh.
This is... I will offer them some blood.
Offer her some... Oh, her? Yeah. Yeah.
So...
make a rouse check.
Yep.
Take a point of hunger. They will wake up, but are super hurt. Multiple eggs. Yeah.
Thank you for your...
There's a wall right there.
Sorry.
On the other side of which you see steps leading up to a flat gray panel.
Are we all supposed to offer blood?
No. That was because that was a ward. She tripped a ward.
Okay.
I think even a mortal might have done that, but this is what the shell's supposed to be for.
Okay. You want me to try and break it? I think I know how to do it.
Gale, fuck it up. I mean in like an aggressive... Never mind.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Good.
Okay.
You got this.
I'm there.
I'm gonna like leadership her up. Like.
You make a leadership and charisma roll. And I'll give you 2 extra dice because she's into that shit. Okay.
4.
Alright, so her willpower plus... I'm going to give her 2 extra dice for that. Roll.
Oh my god, Calvin's a bard.
She holds out the thing. What is that? That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11 successes.
Jesus.
She holds out the thing.
You Rocky Ford her.
And she begins to intone, and if anybody knows Hebrew, in Hebrew, as she holds it out. And you see for a minute this almost golden celestial glow web out from the center of this circular entrance, right? And it shatters like glass and falls to the ground, dissipating in ephemera. She goes, I did it! I did it!
Yes. Great job.
Oof, I'm sleepy. Okay. Okay.
Should she go stand next
See
to
a
Calvin and
bench or
Audra can
anything?
take the front?
Well, it just took a little out of me, that's all. What was that, Audra?
I was just saying, should she go stand next to Calvin, and should Audra take the front if she needs a moment to just kind of...
Yeah,
No.
I would like
I'll let
What?
me take it.
to... Okay, better.
Okay.
I don't think Audra should be... I think Audra needs a little bit of a break as well. So I will take the shell and go to the front.
Okay. As you head up, you come up to these. It's 8 sets of stairs, or 8 steps that lead up to what looks like a floor above you. Right? It's this flagstone construction, and you easily enough see, because you have heightened senses, that if you were to press on this stone here and this stone here, it would slide up and allow people to come out.
Can I hear anything like above this? Or like outside of, where we would end up going?
With your heightened senses, you hear muffled shouting coming from the front of the church.
Okay, so distraction is, underway.
Yes.
By the sounds of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to open it then.
It comes up, and above you, you see about 4 paces away from you the foot of what looks like a stone, well-carved sarcophagus. Perhaps marble, it's hard to tell in the darkness. With your heightened senses, it certainly has a sheen to it. Could be some sort of fine, polished granite. But do you enter the room as you kind of look up and around?
Carefully.
Okay.
Very carefully.
You make your way up. And as you are the first one out, you turn around from where the exit is, and in front of you, this room is 4 sarcophaguses deep, 3 tall. There is a large central baptismal font, which is obviously made out of marble, but is empty. But as you step upon the flagstone, turn and look at the font, a apparition begins to rise. It has a slight green glow to it. Its face is unmarked by any detail. It seems to be wearing the robes of a priest. And even though it has no eyes, it turns to stare directly at you. Oh, Bass is here.
I wasn't expecting ghosts. Guess I'll introduce myself. I'll try to sound confident. I'm Alexander Simmons. I come in peace. I don't know what to say to ghosts. I have no idea what to say to ghosts.
You are not of the living.
Fuck. How do you deal with ghosts? Do I know it?
Do you trespass?
We come here seeking a friend. I'm trying to be honest because I don't think lying is gonna help
Sure.
anything.
Let me check my notes real quick. I wish to feel life again. Render life to me, and you will pass. Abomination.
Okay. Do Ming's people count as living? Is that what I'm supposed
Yes,
to take
they
away from it?
do.
Okay. I'm going to politely call one of them. I don't know their names, but I'm assuming that Alexander would know their names.
Sure. One of them comes up. We'll call it the one who didn't cut their hand. What are you all doing at this point? Only Alexander's up there. He's kind of stopped at the top and has turned around and appears to be talking to something. And you hear whispers.
I'm holding next to Gale.
Nah. Their names are now Handy and Talkie, indeed.
Handy and Talkie. Oh
Okay.
no. I'm going to ask if his orders are to do exactly what we say.
Yeah.
Why? What's up there?
How do you feel about being possessed?
What do you mean?
Does he not see the apparition, or is it just me? I think it's just
did you
me.
bring him
It's just
upstairs?
you up there.
I asked him to come up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He goes,
Talkie, we need your expertise up here.
Shut up!
Shh. Okay, I'm going to cover his mouth and say, calm, be calm.
And the apparition goes, yes! Eat me!
I don't know how I feel about this. I feel very torn. Because I don't know if we can exorcise a ghost later, but I'm sure the priest can.
Can we put the ghost in a statue?
Do we have a statue? Do we have a statue?
You don't currently have one.
I feel like we have pretty easy access to a statue if we're going to need one later.
Do
But
I
that's
know
okay.
how to do that? No.
You've got
only
a couple
learn.
dots.
We'll just ship him back to me.
Yeah, do I know what to do with ghosts?
Like
Make an intelligence plus occult check. Or
Let's
occult
try
plus
this.
intelligence. Yeah.
I really don't want
Better
to,
of wits or intelligence. Better of wits or intelligence. Whichever one's better.
Oh. Let's look. Wits. Wits is
There you
better.
go. Make occult wits.
Well,
It depends. You know of ghosts. You know of the existence of ghosts. It is weird to find one in sanctified ground, so there's something fucky going on here, right? However, there are 3 types of spirits that you're aware of. There are the immediately violent spirits, there are the violent unless you give me something spirits, and then there are the I'm just here to talk to you spirits, right? Essentially. This appears to be a violent unless you give me something spirit.
and so I don't know how to deal with it other than possibly being like, here's a sacrifice.
That's what the ghost is asking for.
Okay.
Asking
I don't know.
for-
Yeah, I'm going to just say, one moment, excuse me, and go to confer with my coterie and say, either we allow this ghost to feel life again through, I assume, possession,
Talk, Lee.
or we can't pass without something bad happening. This ghost will get violent.
I feel like you think this is a choice. And I'm not entirely sure why.
Well, we could attack the ghost if we could figure out how. Hyacinth may know something about attacking ghosts. I mean,
I do, but
more than-
well, all kind of takes preparation.
The church is definitely up to something with this ghost, though.
yeah,
Yes.
a ghost on holy ground, and you said it looks like a priest.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't think it'll kill him.
Perhaps it's not a ghost.
Mostly wants to take him for a ride.
Uh,
It could be fun.
Let's
It could-
take his weapons first, and then let the ghost do it.
Could it be an illusion?
Yeah, you might be onto something, but it seems like a ghost to me.
You're pretty sure it's a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems pretty much like a ghost, but I mean, that would be my second guess. Would be maybe it's an illusion, but I don't know if priests have that kind of magic.
Well, let's take his weapons first.
Still feel pretty bad about this. I feel like this might be a stain if I go through with it.
There's only one way to know, but if you have a moral compass and it's telling you something, that is the human side of you telling you something.
And the human side of me is saying, this seems wrong.
All right, we got to get moving. Let's do this.
Do you want help up there, Alexander?
Oh, I came back down to talk, to explain what's going on.
Yeah, I'm asking if you want me to help you up with the situation upstairs.
Yes, go. Do, now.
Yeah. I want to ask the ghost what they plan on doing with this life.
Do feel life again.
Okay, so no additional information. Okay.
I'm dead. I'm purposefully non-specific.
Fair. Fair.
Alexander, perhaps you should go back downstairs and talk to Calvin about what you hope to gain from talking to the ghost. I'm trying to convince.
Celine's all like, maybe you should let me
Alexander.
handle this. Yeah.
Please get the person who can't decide anything out of here. Yeah, I'll stick downstairs. You can go upstairs. Do you want the thing? I have the shell still, though.
Another anathema.
Is
And
Taki
you
still
see
up there
it now.
just afraid?
Yeah, no, he's like he's paralyzed with fear. It is a thing
Okay.
that happens to humans, especially in World of Darkness games.
Just say, please walk forward. And if I have to, I don't know if I can actually, but I'd like to compel him.
Happens automatically. He starts stepping forward. You give this freely, anathema.
Yes.
You see the ghost sink into the body. It turns around, and you see the arms of Tog Lee spread out wide. His head rolls back, his mouth opens, and if you've ever seen the end of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, when someone chooses poorly, their body begins to shrivel. At first as if all moisture is taken. And then the skin itself begins to pull away from the face. And then the softer tissues turn to dust and float away like motes. And then, as the desiccated corpse falls to the ground, there is no ghost. Take 2 stands on your humanity.
I assumed.
Does that count for me too?
No,
'Cause I
you
was-
actively chose not to do it.
Okay.
You abdicated responsibility.
Yeah.
All right, we're not having a clam bake down here, people.
Is there any way I can like move the body to so that nobody can see it?
There
Or
a
is it
body
just-
left?
It is as if it was a deeply mummified corpse that had been living out in the desert for a century. It is leathered skin clinging to white bone.
Yeah. Is there any way I
Drapes
can
or
hide
throw
it?
rugs around here.
I mean, you're in an entire room full of sarcophagi. So yes,
Okay. Before
it could get
before
cozy with another dead person.
I will hide the corpse before I call down to them that everything is good.
With a quick And you all hear some scraping of stone above as this happens. Then it's all clear.
It's okay, Alexander. We'll come up with a different... Never mind. All right, let's go.
Okay. I'll take the lead again.
Okay. So at the other end of the mausoleum from where you entered are large double glass doors leading into this very finely appointed garden. It is June in Los Angeles, and so it is in full bloom around you. So if you have heightened senses on right now, once you open those doors, you're going to hear a lot of crickets, and it's going to be in your ears a whole lot. And will be super, super annoying.
I'm going to turn it off for now.
Okay. As you open the doors, you see in front of you hedges and bushes and just this gorgeous sort of like rolling garden that leads to the west transept. The nearest entrance to you is, like, if you think of a church as a cross, right? You are at the upper left-hand corner where the shorter bit of the cross that goes horizontally on the left-hand side. There is a door that leads into whatever is in the west transept.
Quick question.
Yes.
I would have asked about Von Lindy's coterie, who they are and what they can do.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we have a Mediterranean male who's thin and wiry.
Yeah, that is the Toreador.
Toreador.
Mm-hmm. His name is Inigo.
Is his last name Montoya?
It is now.
And then we've got
Yes.
Remick, the Ventru Tough, and a red-haired female.
The red-haired female is a Tremere, whose name is Holly.
I asked the Tremere folks, can you see magic from a distance? I don't know how you do things.
It depends on... it kind of depends on what kind of magic it is. What's happening here I don't believe is magic so much as what we define as noumena. Noumenas are expressions of intense faith. They do not pull upon the strings of magic the way that we are used to.
All right.
And they come from a different place entirely.
Gale, how are you feeling?
I mean, all right.
Do you think, well, Alexander has the shell at the moment.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to assume they continued to trap doors.
I think it's likely.
All right, can I, like, get up near the door without touching it and see if I can hear any movement inside?
Yeah, can you make me stealth plus dex?
Two successes.
You start making your way up to the bushes, and you catch it just before you're seen. Two men, kind of cradling Thompson submachine gun, are walking back and forth. The way the transept looks from where you are is there's an end sort of vestry, sort of temple, like small mini church, and then a long hallway that leads to the main nave. They seem to be patrolling between that end cap where you see a single statue up against one of the walls, and then all of the stained glass here seems to be to Saint, what's her name? Saint, Viviana. This seems to be a vestry to Saint Viviana. And as you look down the hallway, you realize that in the transept, or in the arms of the transept, are more alcoves, each with a different saint. And you've got two guards doing this.
I'll come back and let the group know about that, and I'll also be like, damn Catholics and their saints.
I don't know either. I don't really like Catholics.
Alright, let's...
I wouldn't know. I used to be Hindu.
I used to be a Calvinist.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, that's why my parents named me that. All right.
Oh dear.
So, who's very good at taking out people quietly and quickly? Because they have Thompson submachine guns.
Inigo raises his hand. Audra raises her hand. With this I can help.
Do you think holding the show would be useful?
I do not know. Who are you asking?
I'm asking Audra. Sorry, I'm staring at the box on my screen, but that is very much not relayed over the internet.
Sorry. Okay. What was the question?
Do you want to take the show with you in case there's also a ward?
Yes, please.
All right.
I'll give the shell over.
It feels inherently magical as you touch it. It's warm. It's almost, like if you sleep on your hand and your hand goes to sleep and it feels tingly when it starts to wake up. Kind of feels like that.
Okay. All right. She'll kind of. How is it, like football sized or it's small?
No, it's a shell. It's about this big.
Okay, so it's small enough that she can kind of tuck it.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay. And she'll kind of look at Inigo and she'll kind of go, on your mark, right? Like, you take one, I'll take the other type of a thing, and the two of them can kind of, she'll stab.
Yeah. Well, the two things will need to happen. You'll need to pass the entrance, and then you'll need to be able to make a stealth check to approach the guards silently enough to attack them without them knowing. Cool?
Okay.
Okay. So making your way up to... So think of this as like an octagonal sort of building face with the flat that is opposite the doors leads down to a hallway, right? So it's got 7 sides. This side that's closest to you has a door. Opposite that is the hallway in which they're patrolling. And you've got, as you come up to it, you feel this like wave of energy boiling off the door.
And she'll put out an arm to stop Inigo, and she'll go, just hold on a minute. Just hold on. And is she supposed to, like, shove... She doesn't quite know what to do with the shell. Does she shove it at the weird...
I don't know. Now it explained what to do with it, really.
She speaks Hindi. She doesn't speak Hebrew or something like that. So it's a little bit...
What would you say to break what is an obviously religious ward? In your... Like, what is the truth that Audra would speak?
It's not we come in peace.
We
Nor
go
is
in
it...
pieces.
I'm thinking. I'm literally running through phrases in my brain. Let's go with... The equivalent of Lord grant us safe passage.
All right, I would like you to roll your willpower and add 3 successes.
Willpower plus 3 dice?
No, add 3 successes.
Okay. So 6.
As you say this, you feel this pulse of energy welling up from your core, moving through your hand and out through the shell. And a similar effect happens. These spider webs crackle across this barrier, and then it shatters silently like glass, and disintegrates into motes of ephemera.
Thank God. Okay, we can keep going.
All right, so I need a dex plus stealth roll. Stealth plus dex.
Mm-hmm. Nope, nothing I have would add extra dice to this. As far as I can think of.
Would you like to use a willpower to re-roll 3 of those dice?
Yes.
Okay. 5 successes.
5. Yeah.
Please roll for me your melee plus dex.
Yep. Do. Melee, dex, and how many for fencing?
One
Add
extra
on?
die for fencing. Yeah, one extra die for fencing, yeah. Would you like to spend a permanent willpower to reroll that whole pool? Or spend or use a willpower to reroll 3 dice?
She's low on willpower, so we'll just do the willpower reroll.
Okay.
Shoot, I don't know, man.
So 3 successes. And okay. So here's the thing, it's a static difficulty. And you essentially, between the two of you, and the static difficulty is 2. So the two of you are able to sneak up quietly behind them. And you see these 2 blades come out from Inigo Montoya, oh my god. From his sleeves. And he brings them out, and very quietly you see one slip into the back of his ribs, and it looks like he goes to scream as the other one goes into his throat. While at the same time, you're able to slip your rapier up through the back of this other Inquisition guy and quietly dispatch both of them.
Excellent. So that coast is clear. And she'll kind of double back to kind of gesture for everyone to start slowly and quietly coming forward.
I'll move on up.
You find yourself in the side temple of St. Bibiana. St. Bibiana, you see written on one wall of this octagonal building at like maybe 12 feet high along the marble edging, the Saint of Nobody. And on the other side you see the same thing in Latin. The one in Latin sits above a very plain-looking woman in Roman robes, who stands there looking beatific, as befits a saint.
Does anyone know who she was?
Anybody with either a specialty in religion, academics religion, or with just straight occult can roll.
I'll just do straight occult.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do occult too.
It doesn't do... How do I do it without any kind of wits or...
No, you want to do it with wits. You want to do like wits occult.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's no beast on it. The two of you begin to talk for a little bit, and you're like, I know about saints. Like, I know about saints. What saint do you know? Between the two of you, you come to a realization that one of the earliest saints from around 318 AD was this woman who was buried underneath a Roman road. She was nameless, but she was one of the original agitators for Christian freedoms within the empire. She is known as Saint Bibiana. Nobody knows too much about who she was in life, only that she died in order to ensure that Christianity could flourish within the Roman Empire. And her name was Saint Bibiana, known as the Saint of Nobody. The Saint of Nothing. And as you're looking at this, you can also make me a perception... What is it? Investigation? Investigation.
Awareness?
Yeah, either an awareness wits or an intelligence investigation check. And this can be anybody.
Hey. 3 successes.
I got 3 as well.
Free all around.
Y'all with your threes. I'm looking at Silas. He's an investigator. There it is. All right. As you begin to look around this room, it's kind of your first one here. You mostly are like, it just seems like we should move on from this place. But Silas, you're looking around, and you take a look down by the foot of the statue, and it's almost imperceptible. But you are able to notice that there is the lightest sort of rotational drag mark, as if you could rotate the statue.
But should I?
I don't know.
I mean, it's right there. I'm gonna need
yeah,
a second pair of hands on this, right?
Yeah.
Are you, Silas? Are you going to need a second pair of hands?
No, but it might make somebody else feel better. No takers. All right, I do it.
Make a willpower plus. Make a willpower roll for me, please.
Ba-ba-ba. Nothing to add.
You touch it, and your hands immediately bounce off as you take 3 bashing, or 3 not ag damage. You're like, yep, that's warded. Ow. Ow. Fuck. Damn it.
All right, whose turn is it with the turtle?
Take the turtle.
Turtle.
I can take it again.
Go ahead.
Have it.
Okay, time to try the very simple touching the statue with the turtle.
Yeah, make a willpower roll.
Testing it. Okay.
Add 3 successes.
Okay, so roll and then we'll add 3 to the number.
Yeah, you'll just get a base 3 successes.
So 5.
It's the same effect again. Except
Okay.
this time it's actually on the base of the thing, and you see the energy seep back up into the statue.
So the ward is gone.
You see the energy seep back up into the statue.
I'm gonna try and move it.
Okay. It moves relatively easily without any sort of damage. And what you're
Okay.
looking down on is a very tight spiral staircase.
This is gonna be fun. Okay. I will go ahead. Carefully, quietly.
Heightened senses?
Yep. I'll turn them back on since the crickets are gone.
Yeah, no more crickets. As you start to make your way down, about halfway through, you hear breathing. 2 sets. At the bottom of the stairs.
That's not good. Do I see where the breathing's coming from?
Do you want to make a stealth check to try and poke your head around the corner?
Oh.
You get the auditory information before you get the visual because your heightened senses are up.
I'm gonna quietly go back up the stairs.
Doop, doop, doop. You quietly go back up the stairs.
And in a very like hushed way, ask: is anybody more inclined to see what's breathing down there? In a very quiet way. I don't trust my footsteps.
Can you go?
I mean, I can try. I'll go down and look. And he...
There's two breathing things down there.
What would your stealth index be? Your dex would be that. Your stealth would be that. So we'll roll that. 1, 2, 3. 3 successes. And then we'll go. 1, 2. Noise! 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 Okay. So, Inigo. You see him start to look around the corner, and then very slowly he brings his head back, and he comes back up and he goes, "There are 2 guards in front of a large wooden door." both of which carrying submachine guns. Tiny.
Oh,
Human
Which way are they looking?
Up the stairs. There's only one way to look. What do we do?
I don't have anything good for this. Anyone?
Anybody got a grenade?
That's a bit louder
That
than
would
your
be
one.
very noisy, and let's not do that.
I mean, we could pull the pin and just put the statue over it and hope for the best. I'm just asking.
I don't. No, sorry.
I can.
What about, would this be a distraction?
What kind of distraction?
Throw these bodies down there.
Well,
That would, no, throwing bodies at them would set them on edge. What if there was...
yeah, and then while they're staring at the body, maybe somebody else goes down and bonks their heads together.
Or carry the body in front of you to absorb any bullets they fire.
Well, that might work. A crying woman?
I could possibly pull that off. Quick question, out of character. How many people can I compel? It's just one, right?
It is just one. Let me make sure. I don't want to cheat you on that, because presence is always useful in situations like this. You could dread gaze if you have it. You could entrance if you have it. Compel is dominate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just have irresistible voice, so I could technically compel at least one person from without them seeing me.
Yes, you could. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Crazy? That must be crazy.
Well, irresistible voice, I think, is under a different thing, right?
Well, yeah,
Yes.
irresistible voice is presence.
there it
It's just a passive power to make it so you can compel people with just your
Yeah.
voice.
Got you. But yeah, you could absolutely use irresistible voice to compel someone to come up the stairs. If that was what you were trying to do.
I could get one of them to come up the stairs.
I feel like the
Couldn't-
other would follow pretty quickly, so yeah, that gets them both into an area we control with. We control this area with like 9 people, so yeah, let's do that.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Let's get them to walk through the bottleneck instead of us.
They are humans and not expecting you, because they're humans with Numina, and were they expecting you, they could have done something, but they're not. So what do you say?
Be the saint.
Hey, come on up.
That's you know what? That's actually a good idea. I'll just, my child, come to me, up here.
Did you hear that? Yeah, I'm going up. Okay, I'll follow. And the 2 of them come up. I'm going to say, because there are 9 of you, and 2 of them, that we don't need to roll. What I would like each of you to do, however, is I'm interested in how quietly this happens. You will obviously win. I just want each of you to roll me 1d10. And if you have dots of stealth, we will add that. Go like 1d10 plus dots in stealth.
Okay. I have 2 dots, so it would be 1d10 plus 2.
Yes. Okay.
Wait,
Slash R. It is slash R space 1d10. No spaces in the formula. 1d10 plus 2.
For people listening, so far we have an
Okay.
8, a 7, an 8, a 6, and a 12.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So, being that all of you rolled successes, it's silent. They come up and like Adra and Nigo are there, and like 2 of you pounce on them from the top, and it's just like, and they're down.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. I will no, I'm not taking the turtle. I head down the stairs and I say, "Someone bring the turtle."
And I
will
snap
do
the turtle away from somebody else because I'm pissed nobody offered it to me the last time.
Well, here you go. All you need to do is ask. Alexander might be a little bit offended.
Before anybody touches shit, get off of the turtle.
All right. So, Silas, with turtle in hand, takes the lead down the stairs and approaches this door that is obviously warded. You just know the signs at this point. It's the third one you've run into. What is the truth that you would speak through this object in order to break a holy ward?
Little pig, let me in.
You're fired. I'm kicking you out of this game. You're done. That's it. It's over. You're done. That's what you get.
Forgive us our trespasses, lest ye be that we trespass against.
Okay, well, why don't you make a willpower roll and add 3 successes? Because that's what the mechanic does.
Plus 3 successes. Oh, or just add 3.
Oh, you're just going to add them at the end. We'll see how many successes we'll do. You have 0 willpower. You only have 1 willpower?
No, that can't be right.
That's not.
I have 4 willpower.
So you should be it should be rolling 4d10? Why didn't it roll 4d10?
I just pressed the willpower button.
Give me... Can I... Oh, that's weird. It totally collapsed your character sheet. You press the willpower button and you hit submit, and what happens? 4 successes. That's 7 successes. Even with your little pig, lest we not judge, we roll the blanky blanks with extra words on top of this. Blah, 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 mumbo jumbo. Actually, in my headcanon, it's now mumbo jumbo, mumbo jumbo, mumbo jumbo.
Oh my god.
So, for the storytelling record, I pre-rolled for all except the first one of these, because I didn't know if you were going to enter through the front door or the sewers, what the ward strength actually was, and every time you have beaten it by 1.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, I don't get to have fun with my wards as much as I want to. Stab me. That's okay. Okay, so, you're up against the door, the ward is broken, it appears to be locked as well. It is a locked door.
Oh, hey, I got something for that, too.
He says, "Little pig, little pig."
It's just a little,
It's a mantra.
It's a motivational thing.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh my god.
Okay, I am going to pick the lock.
There'll be larceny and dex.
Larceny and dex, and my breaking and entering skill that I added
Adds
after
1
the
extra
8th or
die.
9th time.
Yes. Would you like to use a willpower to reroll any of those failures?
Sure.
You can reroll up to 3.
Oh,
Okay. Wait. You do not fail at lockpicking it. However, it's noisy. And as you chink and open it, you hear a, "Hey, who's there?"
Oh,
And
no.
that is where we're going to take our break. We will be back with the second half of the finale of the Crusade of Thorns Camarilla right after these non-messages. We love you all very much, and we'll see you in a moment. I love all the heart hands. That's fabulous. All right. And we're...
Sergeant First Class Mark Wood.
But we can go back in. I'll just be quiet.
We're coming back in as Audra eats her dinner.
Look, this game happens at my dinner time, okay?
It's
the cat's dinner time, it's my dinner time.
Right? Like, I feed my cats on break, you eat food on break. It's cool. It's what we do.
Yep.
But we are back as our coterie sees two guards level their Thompson machine guns, realize that these are not their friend guards, and open fire on the group. All nice and compact there down at the bottom of the steps. So, what I need is everyone to roll initiative. Which is Dex and Composure. We'll call it Dex and Composure. It's been so long since we've done combat, it might not actually be Dex and Composure. But we're going to call it Dex and Composure. And we'll go from there, and we will chart successes.
2.
Did I already open your NPC sheets? Yes, I did. Dex. Second attribute. Composure. Boink. Submit. Okay. Alright. Doink. Notepad. Can everyone... I'll just go in order. You tell me what you got. That way I don't have to scroll up. We've got the Inquisitors at 2. Okay. So, Audra.
I got 3.
3. Alexander.
2.
2. Silas.
2.
2. And Celine.
3.
3. Okay. Each of you will also be able to narrate the action of one of your followers should you so choose during your go. However, if you are the one narrating the action, they cannot go at some other point in the turn. Make sense? You tell me what you want them to do, and I'll make them do it. But Audra, what is your dex? Or Audra, what is your composure?
Composure is 2.
Celine, what's your composure?
2.
What are your dexes?
3.
4.
Okay, Audra goes first.
Okay. Oh, I need to rouse something. Is it too late for me to rouse the thing?
No, rousing is reflexive.
Okay. Because she has 3 dots in fortitude. So I think it's defy. Yes, it's defy bane. And that'll protect her a little bit. So I need to find the rouse button.
It's the bottom.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Rousing success. Hallelujah. Perfect.
All right.
So now
you're up first.
Okay. And I mean, really, what is there to do? Charge at them?
You have a gun.
That's true. That's true. I do have a gun. I keep forgetting I have a gun. I'm so used to sword and stake, okay? She'll fire back.
Okay. So, you will make a firearms plus composure roll.
Okay. Firearms. Plus... I like the music.
I don't get to use the combat music with this game, and so it's plus 2 damage, right, for a
Yes.
pistol. So the first shot rings out and echoes down the hall. You hear a murmuring from one of the cells. Now that you get your first chance to look down this hallway, here's what you see. On either side of the hallway are 3 what look like Wild West era jail cells, right? They're like stone, but with like the big iron bars. They're not like, I guess they would have those in the 40s as well. But they are iron barred cells with an iron gate. With a little like food slip that goes into them, and you hear commotion coming from 2 of them when you first shoot. At the end of the hallway is large wooden double doors, and there's something inscribed over the top of the doors, but it's hard to see what. There's also an additional door on either side of those double doors, so it's essentially 3 cells and a door, 3 cells and a door, and then double doors at the very end of the hallway. And you've got these 2 guys leveling Thompson machine guns at you, but you are able to draw and fire first, winging one of them in the shoulder. Ugh, fuck! And then it's Celine's go.
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to shoot one of them.
Okay?
Firearms composure, you said?
Yes. For 2 more successes, with 2 extra damage. So you're gonna wing. Are you gonna shoot at the same one or a different one?
The other one.
Okay. So both of them now have taken bullet wounds as they're now leveling their guns to fire. Alex, Silas, Jeff. I'm sorry. I missed somebody's. Calvin, what did you roll for initiative? I totally
as well.
Huh?
2 as well.
2 as well. Okay. So what is everyone's dexterity?
2.
3.
Jeff or Silas?
3.
3. What is everyone's composure?
3.
3.
Okay, so the Inquisitors go first. The one on the left who took the wound levels his submachine gun and just lets go with it into the like packed group of you. And what he's going to do is he's going to assign damage to everyone in the group based on the number of successes he gets, because it's an automatic weapon, rather than focusing on a single person. And so that'll be a firearms plus composure for him. With 3 extra dice, because it's a submachine gun. Alright, so he got 4 successes with plus 3 damage, that's 7. He's going to apply 3 damage to Audra and 4 damage to Celine, who are the first 2 people who shot. These are basic damage, so they're going to be halved, right? Because you're vampires. So it's 3 damage to Audra, which will be halved down to 1 damage, and then 4 damage to Celine, which is halved down to 2 damage. Cool. And you also see the door on the left-hand side at the back open up. But then it is Silas, and then it's Silas, then Alex, then Calvin. So Silas, you're next.
All right. How close am I to them?
You are
This may or may
15 feet.
not matter.
You're 15 feet away.
Okay. I'm going to crank up my lethal body and my brawl, and just lunge at whichever one. Just like go down low and charge straight into him.
That is a brawl plus dex, or brawl plus strength.
Plus strength plus those two.
Oh, so you're going to add, these become, with lethal body, these become aggravated damage to mortals, right?
Sure. Yeah.
You're like, yeah, remember that? That makes sense. Okay.
I read it. You're right.
Okay. You come up, and it's just this into the bottom of his jaw, and you hear his neck snap as he crumples to the ground like a sack of potatoes. And there's only one left in front of you, but you did see the door open behind you. And Alex, it's your go.
Well, let's try to use a firearm at the one, because I don't think I could handle getting that close to personal. So I guess I'm going to shoot a rifle. It's firearm plus composure.
Indeed, as you level this rifle that you're kind of unfamiliar with. But,
Yeah.
you know.
I just hit the deck once.
Yeah,
I see this
absolutely.
happen.
Yeah. 2 successes. So he's going to take another bullet, but it seems to like sink into his chest, almost as if he kind of took it and rolled with it this time. Like he's suddenly getting used to what's happening. Perhaps he activated a power. And then last but not least, Calvin.
Okay. The guy who didn't get his jaw busted in.
Yes.
The guy who, I'm going to tell him, the man next to you is your enemy. Shoot him.
Make a willpower check.
Oh, yes. Nope, not there. 2
You
successes.
feel shame. As if the weight of all of the sins that you thought you had recovered from during your unlife suddenly begin to wash over you. It has no mechanical effect yet, but the dominate does not take effect. As something about the nature of this person makes you feel like dominating him would be anathema. It would be unholy, unrighteous.
Calvin will just say, God never loved me, and move to one side of the door.
Okay. We're back up and around to Audra.
Paint me a picture. They're both still standing, right?
One of them is down. You saw the door open at the end of the hallway on the left-hand side. And the other one, it seemed like Calvin just talked to him, and then Calvin looked really sad and said, God never loved me, and stepped to the side of the door.
Is the second man a threat still? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fuck guns. She is going to actually charge at him because she prefers her sword.
I love it. All
What
right,
do you
so
want me to roll?
You will roll your melee dex or melee strength. No, we said dex because it's a
Melee
rapier, right?
dex.
Yeah,
Melee
yeah.
dex.
You will roll your melee dex.
+1.
Yeah. And
Ah.
he will roll dex plus brawl. Or, I'm sorry, athletics plus dex.
3 successes.
3 successes. And he misses. So you will do whatever the 3 is plus your damage on that weapon, which is 2.
I guess so.
We'll say it's 2. We'll say a rapier does 2 additional damage, right? So as you come up, how do you take this guy out?
it is basically Audra running directly at him, and it's just a stab. Like, it's just a straight upwards, like, stab up kind of a motion. Like, she aims low and swings up.
Also, can you roll your willpower for me?
Yep. Oh dear. Oh, do I? Oh, I gotta submit a thing.
Okay.
3
So,
successes.
you feel this urge to run from this place. As you step across the threshold into the room, you suddenly feel as if you are on... Like, holy ground isn't a thing, man. Like, vampires can walk into churches all the time, but suddenly you feel like you're in one of those stories where vampires can't cross certain thresholds, can't step on holy ground, and for a moment you feel like you have to flee. But you don't, because you hit the number of successes you needed to stay. So congratulations. Celine, it's your go.
Okay. I will look to the member of Von Lindy's coterie who I was talking to. My memory is all shot. The one I was talking to in the basement.
Yes.
And just like, perhaps now would be a good time for you to clear the room.
Wait, what?
To go in there, make sure nobody else is coming through that other door.
Oh, yeah, right. And with celerity, plunk, he's on his way. What are you doing? Or is that it?
I'm going to go through the door. I'm going to go to Audra to make sure she's okay.
Okay. So the dude you ordered to run in, runs in, makes it to the door, and immediately turns around and he heads up the stairs. As you cross the threshold into there, I need you to make a willpower check.
Hey, does somebody need the turtle?
I think we need the turtle.
You feel unable to cross that threshold.
You already have the turtle.
I have the turtle.
As this happens...
I'm asking, would anybody else like to use the turtle?
This is not a ward, actually. But you can't actually use a willpower in a willpower roll. 4 Inquisitors come walking out of the room. 2 of them have those flaming fists that you saw before and run directly at Celine and Silas, while the other 2 one of them levels their submachine gun, and the other one runs up to the body that you stabbed and begins to drag him away, and you see his hands glowing as he prays at the same time. So, here's what happens. Both of you are going to get punched with true faith, essentially. As they're like emitting this righteous holy fire out of their fists. So it's going to be 2. So we're going to start with you, Silas. That's going to be a brawl plus strength, and you will roll your dex, athletics, or athletics dex. He lays into you. And you feel it come across your face, and it's almost as if your flesh begins to sear, and you take 3 ags. Audra.
Hang on, just so I'm clear, ag is just clicking that red box, right?
Click twice till you get the X.
Yeah, okay.
And then I would like you, Audra, also to make an athletics plus dexterity roll.
Okay.
The other one comes in and just goes straight for your stomach, and it's as if this flame is spreading throughout your whole body. You feel it on the inside as you're being burned by this holy fire, and you take 4 ag.
Does the Defy Bane work here? Convert a number of aggravated equal to fortitude to a superficial damage?
It does indeed. And then you half that superficial damage.
Okay, so, aggravated damage equal to fortitude. Fortitude is 3.
Okay.
So, and how many did you say?
4.
4 ag. So 3 of them become superficial.
So you'll take 1 superficial and 1 ag.
And 1 ag. Okay.
Yep.
Just want to make sure.
You're able to almost soak it, but you know that this guy is for fucking serious. The third of the four who came out just grabs this body and begins dragging it back with him, and you see his hands glowing as this energy begins to seep over the wound that you put in this downed guy's chest, and you see it begin to heal, and the blood begin to dissipate, and his body begin to shine with this healing light. The fourth one pulls out this pistol and is going to point it directly at in combat at Alexander.
I figured.
Firearms, composure. And will hit. No, you know what? I'm going to say there's a bunch of people in the way, so he has a static difficulty of 3 to get by all the people. Because he's kind of behind covering the healing guy and just providing covering fire. So he's actually going to miss you, and it's going to tink off on the side over there. But interestingly, at this point, Audra and Silas, you both notice there are 3 people who are in this in these cells. In one of the cells is what looks to be a middle-aged, sort of bookish man with a goatee and kind of swept back hair, wearing almost what looks like a suit. Like it's got it's like a professor's suit, right? There looks to be what could only be described as maybe a farmer, young, maybe 18 to 20, long blonde hair, and they're both like, let us out! And then across the way, you see laying, apparently in torpor, Lola. But at that, it's Silas's go.
Jesus, okay.
Thank you for the follow, Postman Paul.
Oh. I haven't the faintest idea what to do.
Remember,
To
we have
describe the
NPCs.
scene. Oh, go ahead.
Remember, we have NPCs we can send in too.
You also have NPCs you can send in. Inigo, super good with the stabby thrusties. You've got a Bruiser Ventry who can come in and maybe soak up some damage. And you've got Hyacinth, who's all sorts of magic-y.
And another Tremere as well.
And another Tremere as well.
And there's still one mortal left.
And there is still one mortal left back there, too. So remember, you can command one of these to do something on your turn.
All right.
However, let me paint the scene for you real quick so everybody's clear. You've got 2 active Inquisitors, one covering the other one with his pistol as he drags this wounded guy back. And he seems to be... there's a swordsman named Inigo. And he seems to be self-healing. You have 2 of the dudes with the flaming fists up front, and one engaged with you and one engaged with Audra. And then you've got the 3 people in the cells.
Okay, can I send Hyacinth after the dude dragging the other guy and healing him? Because I feel like the healer in combat is no good.
Yeah, absolutely. She will, because she's not...
anything.
Seeing what has happened to everyone else, she's going to do something entirely different. She is going to roll Resolve plus Blood Potency. Roll 9d10. Or I'm sorry, Resolve plus Blood Sorcery. Keep 6s. For not... 7 successes. 1, 2, 3. I mean, technically it's only 3. She's going to roll a willpower to roll 3d10. For 2 more, so that'll be 5 successes. Why the crap does that say 7 successes?
You keep putting it backwards.
Oh, is that why?
No!
Oh.
The gator's eating the wrong number.
Oh, I'm super smart. And you see the healer suddenly go as blood starts flowing out of his pores and moving past you all and into Hyacinth's hands. She is not standing within the corridor itself because she saw what happened to Calvin and she saw what happened to Silas and she saw what happened to Captain Celerity over there. And so she's like, nope, wheek! And she just cauldron to blood that dude, which is a 5th level thaumaturgy that allows her to extract the vitae from an unwilling subject. And you see him just drop to the ground.
God damn.
So that was a good call, is what I'm saying, Silas. Good use of your NPC. Now, what are you doing?
I am going to try to take a headshot at the guy who's still holding, who's trying to cover those two, being that he now has nothing to cover.
Yes, do it.
With my gun.
I shoot you with my gun in the face.
I shoot you with my gun in the face. So yeah. So that would be. And can I can't use any of my brawler attack on that, can I?
Nope, it will be firearms plus composure.
Okay. Well, then I shall do that.
Would you like to use a willpower to reroll that bullshit?
Willpower and reroll.
Okay. To hit him, you have to get more than 2. Okay, there you go. So you're using your pistol, which gives you 2, so it's going to do 3 damage. You kind of glance off his head, and he looks a little shaken by it, but he's still up. But I also need you to make a willpower roll. You do not want to be in here. You feel the need to turn around and leave this room right now.
He has the turtle. Does that help?
Oh, do you have the turtle?
I do have the turtle.
You're good. You're solid. You're good to go. All right. Alex.
Good turtle.
Okay.
Good turtle.
So the Healy guy is down.
Healy guy is very down.
Which means that being healed guy is still down.
Being healed guy is very down.
So there's 3 left?
Yes, 1, 2... Yes, there's the 2 melee guys with the flaming fists, and then the one covering them.
Okay. The one covering them is in the room that we can't go into very well, right?
All 3 of them are in there, indeed.
Oh, okay. Well... I'm going to see if Inigo can take out one of the glowy fist guys, and I'm going to fire at another one. Unless some... What?
Inigo already ran, right?
Oh,
no, that was the Ventru.
Oh, that was the Ventru.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So Inigo will make his willpower roll. I'm going to put the gator in the right way this time. He got the 3 successes he needed. He is able to come in and make his attack. And we had him at 8d10, I think, so roll 8d10. For his knivies. 6. And gets 4, 5, 6, 7 successes, so he crits. He comes up behind the one... I think he'd probably come up behind the one Silas is fighting, because Silas has pulled out his weapon, and therefore is relatively defenseless against a melee character, and he will kind of slide behind him, and with his 2 knives, he'll pull a relatively same maneuver, except this time, he just draws both knives across the guy's throat, and he drops. Good use of an NPC.
I'm going to fire the gun at a different one.
Okay, so there's 1 melee guy and 1 shooter guy left.
Melee.
Okay.
It's flaming hands. I don't like
super
that.
Not great. Yeah.
So firearm plus composure.
All right. So that is 3 successes. You needed 2 to actually hit, so it's going to do 3 more damage to melee guy, who hasn't actually taken any damage yet. So, fuck! As he gets hit. But you definitely landed a solid shot into him. Anything
Excellent.
else?
Well, that's basically all I can do. I'm going to stay back.
Okay.
If there's any... I don't think there's any cover, right?
Not really. You guys got in a bad situation here, but are making the best of it, I will say.
All right. So I'm just going to do my best to blend into the room, I guess. Don't shoot me kind of thing.
Nope. Kelvin.
I'm going to say, Gale,
Yeah?
you're amazing.
I know.
Show me.
What? Okay, I have an idea. Hey, you! Over there! Yeah, you with the stupid fists! Why don't you go hit your buddy? She needs to make a willpower roll. And we'll... Oh. She looks at you and she starts to cry. I'm so sorry, it didn't work. Failure, God hates me.
Poor baby.
Okay, Calvin,
instead
what are
of
you?
putting a hand on her, I'm going to instead of consoling her, I'm going to fire down the hallway with my Thompson machine gun.
Nice. So are you
So-
choosing to attack only one person, or are you trying to spread between them?
I'm removing all the flaming fists.
Okay, there's only one
So
left, so you're
just him.
leveling it at one guy and like holding it on him steady. Okay, cool.
So it's firearms composure.
Yeah. Remember, +3 dice because Thompson's, or +2 dice because submachine gun.
Just so many bullets.
All of the
4
bullets.
successes.
All right, so that's going to be 5 points of damage. He just took 3. Tell me how you take this guy out.
Seeing that he did that to Gale, I'm gonna get like a grimace on my face, just stand up and just like unload it him, and then hold it.
And just like he, in that classic sort of like 40s noir, somebody gets like lit up and kind of stands there and dances with the bullets for a second as blood kind of flies out, and then he drops. But
I say, God doesn't love you, but I do.
and then Gail will like put her hand on your shoulder and her other hand on your back and look at you and go, "My hero."
Yep.
Round 3, last round, hopefully. Audra, the dude in front of you just became a pencil. That's how full of lead he is. But there is one guy with a pistol left who's starting to look a little shaky, being that all of his friends have gone down. What do you do?
Melee directly at him.
Okay, you can run right up to him and stab him with the pointy end.
Let's do it. Do. Melee plus dex.
Melee dex, and then he will do dex athletics. Wrong thing. Golf.
Ha!
Or, narratively, to finish this out, Audra, you run up to this guy, and how do you take him out?
Same thing as always. Just most effective move. One single swipe and down he goes.
Coming up to him, you realize when he's got his hands up like this, the quickest and easiest way for you to take him out is actually get above his guard. You come up high with the rapier, and through his eye goes the blade. And like that, his lights go out. And all of a sudden, you were surrounded by 6 corpses of Inquisition.
All right. Are
And
we clear?
you hear, "Oh yeah, that was awesome! How did you do that? Oh my god, you guys are amazing!" Coming from the cell of the younger guy with the blonde hair.
Can somebody mind whammy that one?
I'm gonna try to walk into the hallway.
You can, now that you're not in direct danger, you may spend a willpower to be able to be in this space for a minute.
Spent.
Do I need to do that?
You succeeded on your willpower roll. So your options are make the willpower roll. If you fail, you can't enter. Or you can spend the willpower and be able to enter for a minute.
I will do that.
To re-describe the scene, 6 bodies lay on the floor. 2 more up on the top of the steps. You find yourself in this flagstone-covered floor with these gray bricks rising up about 10 feet on either side of you to a gray brick ceiling. There are 3 jail cells on either side of you. That left-hand door is open. That's obviously where the other guards were. You have that large set of double doors in the center at the end of the hallway. And on the right-hand side, you have a closed door. There are 2 awake individuals. This middle-aged gentleman with the goatee and the pulled-back hair, kind of just slicked back, and this younger farmer guy who seems really excitable. And then on the other side is Lola, apparently in torpor.
I guess there's no way we would recognize the other 2, because you would have...
No.
All right, I will spend the willpower to walk in, and look around, looking... What's that writing over the door? I'm sure it's in Latin.
It is indeed in Latin. And you'll hear the middle-aged gentleman say, could you let us out, please?
Who are you?
My name is Matthias.
What are you?
I'm a person?
I'm gonna insight that.
Okay.
because I don't believe him. What do you want on the wits or intelligence, or?
Wits. You're in the moment.
Hey, 3 successes.
I mean, he seems like a person.
Why are you in here?
I'm not the sort of person these people like.
I'll start picking the lock on what's her face's cage, Lola's cage.
All right, that'd be larceny and dex. What's everyone else doing as you begin to pick the lock?
I will also spend willpower to enter the room.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to Audra first. And just, are you okay? Are you fine?
I'm okay. Thank you. I'm okay.
And then I will start searching bodies for keys.
Yes. The one who was originally, pulling them back, the one who was the healer, has a ring of keys.
I will grab the keys and just throw them to Calvin. Maybe these will help.
And they do. Alexander and Silas, what are you doing?
I am helping to loot corpses.
Okay. Guns. You got guns. If you want more guns, you've got extra guns. In the side order of guns.
A couple of pistols in my back.
Okay.
Alexander. I'm going to spend the willpower to enter the room.
Okay.
And I want to look into the door that is open.
It says
I don't want to pass through it, but
indeed. Written over top of it is Tantum ut lux, emesset ut non intretis.
Alexander really should know Latin because, he grew up when they taught it. I don't know why I don't have it.
Yeah. Yep.
Academics? Or just read it out loud?
Yeah, I'll read it out loud and see if Hyacinth knows it.
She says, only if your soul shine brightly may ye enter. I'm sorry, I'm not going in there.
That's fine.
And now, if you'd like, you can make an occult plus intelligence check.
Sure. That would be fine.
So I don't have a good way to describe this in-game, but the sense you get is it needs to be somebody with a relatively high humanity who opens that door. If they have a high humanity, they shouldn't have a problem opening that door.
Don't we still have one human left?
It needs to be the mortal.
It's not Celine.
I'm going to try and open the door.
No.
As you put your hand on the door, you feel a warmth flow through you. And you feel at peace. And you easily turn the door and open it. If any of you were wondering, Alexander actually has the highest humanity of the coterie and has just enough to open the door. Before you, you see a circular room. In the center of it is a large stone structure. What are they called? It's not a baptism, it's an altar. We call it a large stone altar, on top of which sits a granite circle about this big. Along the walls are racks of scrolls and books and folios, and one of them specifically catches your eye. Up there in the corner, leather-bound and ancient is a folio that your sight tells you must be what you have come here to look for. As you're doing that, Audra, what are you doing?
Okay.
Audra is, since everyone else seems to be doing something, Audra is keeping guard. She's just keeping an eye out to make sure no one else comes along.
Okay. There are 2 items in this room, Alexander, that spark your interest immediately, given your second sight. The first is that book. The second is that stone circular tablet. Obviously, this room is a treasure of information, a wealth of occult knowledge. But for some reason, you're drawn to those 2 things.
Alice, can I have the shell?
means. Enjoy this show.
Thank you. And then I'm going to go forward and go to the leather-bound book first. Because I've been wanting this thing for this entire game.
In your hands, as you begin to flip through it, is one of the few known, intact as far as you're aware, copies of the Book of Nod. It tells the tale of the founding of the first city, of Cain, of the creation of the bloodlines of vampires, and of someone who you've heard very little about before, Lilith. She who helped Cain find his powers and set him upon his path.
I'm not going to spend too much time. I'll take a moment to just be like, I have my hands on something so valuable. And then I'm going to gently hold it and move on to the tablet.
Sitting on top of this dais is a circular tablet. On the front of it is the Tetragrammaton. For those of you who don't know, and you would know this with your occult lore, the Tetragrammaton are the 4 letters of the name of God. Sitting there just in order. It is sitting easily takeable on top of this simple granite raised piece.
Oh, I'm so tempted, but I don't think this is mine. I want to look at it. I'm not going to touch it. I want to look at it, observe it, take in what I can, and then...
There's an inscription along the side of it as well.
Oh. Is that also in Latin?
It is immediately legible to you.
Oh, interesting.
It simply says, "Here lies the first of the coins."
Do I know anything about
within-
coins?
Inscribed first with the name of the maker, and second with the mother of monsters. You feel a connection to this, I will say.
I'm going to touch it.
Your vision blacks out. You see before you the whole of Los Angeles, seemingly moving backwards in time at high speed as buildings are deconstructed. You see bricks flowing away from their constructions back into the earth and loam. In a flash, your vision takes you west as the city itself begins to flatten out and become the nothing it was before humanity touched it. Your vision speeds west across the United States and then across the blue of the Atlantic until again there is ground beneath your feet and you find yourself in Egypt, where, brick by brick, the pyramids and great monuments fly apart before you. Your vision moves one more time, onto somewhere further back in time still. A place between 2 rivers, verdant and wild, and there, nearly where they meet, is a city. It is night, and walking together are kindred in kind, seemingly in full knowledge of each other. One last time, your vision moves quickly to the top of the high ziggurat at the center of this city. And there sits a man with a long, curling black beard and long curling black hair, obviously pre-Persian or some other sort of Middle Eastern descent. You see him ruling over the city, both kindly and wisely, and you know you are in Mesopotamia, in a time before time, in a land before records, in a place that exists only in myth and memory, in the first city. And yet, he is not truly leading. Behind him, cloaked in shadow, your vision moves to see a woman. Bare-chested, full-bodied, and strong. Holding in one hand an apple, and in the other a snake. And she whispers quietly, and as she whispers, you see Cain's mouth move. And you hear a name whispered. Lilith. Snapping back to reality, you realize that the stone sitting on the dais is the key to something incredibly important.
Take it.
As you pick it up, on the other side is the name of the mother of monsters, Lilith. What happens next?
I think on the outside, Celine's probably approached the two people still locked in their cells. And
Yeah, could we, get out? That would be super great.
First, I want you to tell me who you are. I want to know everything. I don't want vague details. I want details. I want to know why you're in here.
The younger sort of hayseedy one goes, I'm a werewolf. They caught me with my pack, but they singled me out, and they took me here, and I'd like to get out, please. You're obviously some sort of supernatural thingy, so I feel relatively comfortable telling you that. As long as we can all go our separate ways after this and never talk of this again.
That would be preferable. And you?
I'm Matthias. I mean, it's just who I happen to be.
Okay. It's cryptic, but...
You asked who I was. There's no games there, that's my name.
You're not supernatural, as he says?
I can do things, but I'm not like a werewolf or a vampire or anything.
What do you think, Calvin? Do you think it's safe to let them out?
I think we can let the kid go. Matthias
What the...
has to sell me on it.
What do you want from... What would you like me to tell you?
What you can do for me.
What I can do for you is the same thing you can do for me. Never speak of this place again. Get the hell out of here, and no harm, no foul to anyone.
Why shouldn't I force you to assist me?
Why would you want to?
Because I make deals.
You just come out and say that? That's just like your MO is like, I'm the deal maker?
Yes. You're Matthias. I'm the deal maker.
Fascinating. The deal maker. I don't... What do you think I can assist you with?
I don't know what you can do.
Has anybody asked why they locked him up yet?
Well, I can't do anything down here. Well, let's just say that.
Could I call on you for a favor sometime?
You rescued me. I think that's only fair. I don't live as long as you, though, so,
Make it quick?
yeah, you know, in the grand scheme of things.
Are you planning to stay in LA?
Yeah, absolutely. This is my home.
So I tossed the keys to Celine.
I will let them both out.
Thank you. And, the younger one goes, whee! That was a pain in the ass. Thank you. All right. Oh, well, unless you need me for anything, I'm going to be on my way.
Don't attack any Asian men or people who are like us on the way out.
Got it. I won't attack anyone within 3 square blocks. How about that? I won't attack anyone anyways. I just want to go home and take a nap. Maybe eat a nice steak.
That all
Bye.
sounds good.
All right. You have a good night, y'all.
Are we?
You all can do some damage. Whoa.
When we focus, yeah.
And with that, he leaves.
I'm gonna pick up. Well, I don't know how much Lola weighs, and I'm very weak.
We have other people to pick her up.
Yeah, that's true.
We have her coterie.
That's true. To them, I will say, please take her.
Of course, yeah.
And you're welcome at the club anytime.
You fulfilled your end of the bargain, and we're on your side now. Yeah, we'll do this.
Thank you. I'm sure. Yes, thank you. And wasn't there still one shut door?
3. Oh yeah, there was the door on the right-hand side. Yeah. It's an armory.
I'm gonna assume my minute is up, so I'm just gonna make a willpower roll.
Yeah, go ahead and make a willpower roll.
Yeah.
You nope the fuck out.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get out.
Yep.
And I move out of the area. I will like, check that door. Someone check on Alexander. Carry him if you need to. I don't know. And
Drag him kicking and screaming because he doesn't want to leave this library.
Grab everything you can for Alexander. I mean, maybe there's a backpack in the armory.
Hyacinth is now like, I'm coming in! Seeing the library, and she spends the willpower and comes in and starts putting stuff in bags too. And you're able to, over the course of a few minutes, clear out the arcane knowledge contained within this place.
All of it?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yep. Yes! As the coterie...
This is top secret.
This is super fucking top secret. As the coterie makes its way out of the church, down, back through the sewers, and exits back... Okay? You got the statue. Yeah, the statue was also in the library, indeed.
I'm going to put that in a backpack instead of touching it.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Were any of us investigating the other 3 doors, or no?
So the 3 doors were guard post on the left, right? They were just kind of hanging out and they were listening to the radio. Library in the center, and armory on the right.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Yep. Is there any other stuff you would like to have happen in the church?
No.
No, fuck this place.
Get out of here.
I will hold Gail's hand as we leave.
Yay. Aw.
Aww.
Aw.
Aww.
Okay. Our coterie makes their way out of this cathedral, back into the sewers, and to their vehicles a few blocks away, and make the shortish drive back up into the hills to Sunset Strip and eventually to Cafe Gala, their new haven, where we meet them with their parting thoughts on the evening. Gathered around, talking, just the 5 of them, unless you wish someone else to be there.
Unless you guys specifically tell me not to have Gail there, I will have Gail there.
Gail will happily be there.
Alexander wants to ask Elizabeth a question before she leaves.
Yes, darling.
It's going to be private, so he's not going to... He wants to know why she made him. Why she decided to do that.
I was feeling very lusty at the time, honestly. No, I saw some incredible talent in you. And I wanted to see it grow and blossom over the centuries. And it has. As much horrible things as I have done to you, and I will tell you truthfully, it is in part because of jealousy. And also because I wanted you to be strong.
Thank you. I didn't like this at first. I thought I was an abomination. I was a monster. I committed atrocities when I was first changed. And I absolutely regret doing that. but
That's good.
I've come to enjoy this sun life.
I'm glad.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If we treat it correctly, it is a gift and a curse. Never forget the gift part.
That's all he has to say. He just wanted to make amends.
Kiss you on the forehead. Mwah. I believe I need to go clean up my haven.
Yeah, it should be. Well, actually, we don't know anything about anything.
Oh, that's true. I think I should. Do you mind if I stay here for a while? Good call. I forgot. Continuity. Do you mind if I stay here for a while until all of this clears up?
You are more than welcome to stay here.
Thank you kindly.
All right. So do we all gather back?
Yeah.
I'm check in with the Marshal, Captain Mitchell, and
They are not back yet. By the time you get back.
that's not good.
Perhaps they're just laying low. I hope they're okay.
I don't know that going out there looking for them would help.
No.
So,
We'll have to wait it out.
did everybody enjoy our trip to church?
It's my first time in church.
Oh,
I will say it's the first time I've ever enjoyed anything Catholic.
It was more productive than last time, at least.
true. Well, now we need to do more talking.
And at that, there's a knock on the front door.
Oh, good.
Is the front door back together yet?
Yeah, the front door's totally been repaired. It's fine. It's a door now.
Tun, tun, tun.
Are you going to answer it? Anybody?
Who?
I'll answer.
Oh, fine. I'll answer.
Don't we have people for this?
Yeah, don't we have people for this?
You do.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay, one of your people opens the door, and it's rat meat. Looking a little worse for wear.
You.
Rat meat, what a pleasant surprise. Come in.
Hey, how you guys doing? I have some news.
Do tell.
Don Sebastian is dead.
Excellent.
Who did it?
Coterie of Anarchs.
See the body?
Young ones. Yeah. They were there with, Hum?
See the body?
Yeah. Oh, Audra, I have a note for you. And he hands you a letter that we've discussed
Take it.
previously.
And I need to read it. Please hold.
Okay. While you're reading it, yeah, it turns out, they took him out.
How many did they lose?
A few. They gave me some bullshit about you need to do this for duty and because you owe us and blah blah blah. So I was there, but I'm getting the fuck out of town tomorrow.
All right. Good travels. Best of luck. If there's anything you need, let us know.
Yeah. Anything I can do for you before I leave?
Actually, I need someone to check on Rami or Ravi, but I can do that myself.
Oh no, I'm over here.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus Christ, Ravi!
Ravi.
I was just waiting for you to call my name. I was worried you forgot about me.
I've just been so busy. I was hoping you would be here at the beginning of the night. When you weren't here, I figured you were just delayed. Did you find the case?
I have a present for you.
Yes. You look. I take it and I hug it.
Some of the prince's men gave me a bit of shit, but I got out of there in time.
Amazing, Ravi. Thank you.
Yes.
Are brilliant, Ravi. Thank you.
Glad to do it, my friends.
I will put the case on the bar, open it, and hand him like one of the bearer bonds. And like, this is your payment.
This is fantastic. Thank you so much.
Any good in any U.S. bank.
Fabulous. You're good in any U.S. bank, Calvin.
I actually am, yes.
I know.
Also in there is a gold bar. Like just one.
Kunk.
Yeah.
So what's next for our intrepid coterie?
I'm debating whether to bribe the anarchs or just hold on to it and then make sure they know that we're not moving.
Well, I have some concerns about that.
Really?
We have an entire library of immense knowledge. I have no idea what the scope is at the moment. How do we keep this from the church?
We could use the money to buy extra security.
I just bartered for more security. We're pretty secure. The way we keep it from the church is we killed everyone that saw us.
That is true.
We're going to notice it's missing, though.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they know where it is.
So we ward it. We protect it. We hide it. It's ours now. So we protect it like it's ours. Then we find out how best to leverage it against others.
I'll need quite a bit of time to find out what's in here.
Good. All right.
The night will begin to close. Audra, you read a letter. As the sun begins to rise, each of you goes to sleep, dreamless and almost instant. The new evening will begin the next day. Having secured yourselves a domain, 3 strong coteries able to defend themselves in some of the richest pickings in the city, a new anarch barony rises up. With influence in Hollywood, over the police, over the press, and over certain criminal elements. I'm interested to know what happens to each of you over the next few years. And we'll start with Audra.
Audra's letter was from Sable, and it offered her a choice. Sable invited her to join her on a trip across the coast. Audra's plan, when she wrote Sable a letter, was to actually go back to England to clear her head from the mark of Don Sebastian in her mind, to piece together where she stood, because she doesn't know anymore whether she's Anarch or Camarilla, because the Camarilla is not what she thought it was. Her sire, Albert, would tell her what to do, and she had simply executed. But now that she's had a chance to think for herself, it's not what she thought it would be. She'll go to England. She's going to England. She's going to go see her sire's, the place of his final death, where she killed him in a frenzy by mistake. She's going to try and find her grandsire. She's going to try and discuss, debate, try and logic her way through this. But she will always return to Los Angeles. This is her home. This is her coterie. This is the thing that means the most to her. So before she leaves, she tells her coterie that she will be back. She's not sure how long she'll be gone, but she'll be back. Whether she'll be back as an anarch or as a Camarilla, she doesn't know. But she will return.
Time flies and you make your way to London, where your grandsire resides. There you spend some time in the bosom of the Camarilla before returning to this now established anarch domain. In the end, the choices will be yours, but you have seen now the best and the worst of both the anarchs and the Camarilla. Maybe there's a third path. We may find out sometime in the future. But as Audra returns and takes her place among the coterie, Silas, what does the next decade or so entail for you?
I think as Silas watches the LAPD become more venal and corrupt year after year after year, he finally, and being that the Camarilla as it stood when he joined it, is not really an entity that he knew. I think he's going to drop out of both. I think he's going to go underground. He's going to try to learn more about the lineage that Jamie told him that he was part of. And I think he's going to end up being more part of various undergrounds, cultural undergrounds as the years go by. I believe we're only a few years out from the Hells Angels.
Indeed.
So that kind of fits with his attitude at this point.
Awesome.
I see him basically being slightly aimless into the 60s.
When he finds drugs and LSD.
Yeah.
Awesome. Calvin.
And color in his wardrobe.
Calvin immediately goes to the Anarchs to help them build the states. He doesn't want to be in front of them. He wants them to continue to exist. And he wants to be playing the Camarilla fiddle for the Anarchs, making it safe for people to go and be Camarilla. At first. And he will slowly help piece together, like, when these Anarchs come to town and start making a ruckus because they're new in town, they think they can do anything. I want to be the one that they have to talk to. That gives them the down boy speech. And I want to be a behind-the-scenes diplomat, an ambassador like I was in life, to the various factions of the Anarch Free States.
Awesome. Celine.
So, here's the thing. Celine's more than a little bit petty. And Audra asked very specifically for Celine to stay and then left. Not more than a few days later, according to our timeline.
Yep. Sorry.
So Celine wouldn't leave LA, but she would draw away from the coterie. She would focus on some of the things. Well, the coterie except for Alexander, because Alexander has one thing that she wants, which is the Book of Nod. She wants that information. Because Celine's going to kind of fall back into her pattern of revenge. which was kind of looking, what she never found was the Book of Nod, and now she has access to such thing, and so she'll look for that. But other than that, she'll just build up her security company within Hollywood so that they're the personal bodyguards of stars and such, so that there's always money flowing in, and she'll use them to quietly wager a private war against Nodus.
Awesome. And Alexander.
I mean, the obvious thing is that he's going to pour himself into this research for quite some time. Possibly more so as the coterie kind of starts to do their own thing. Audra is pulling away. Silas seems to eventually pull away. Celine's kind of pulling away. So, like, the coterie itself is aloof, and so he's going to definitely focus on research. But he also wants to repair his relationship with Elizabeth.
Okay.
He wants to spend more time with her, talk with her, and rely on her guidance as a parental figure that he never really had. So somebody he should have possibly relied on more, but was a brat a little bit. And he wants... He has to have a conversation with Adrian, and he most likely tells the coterie at some point that Adrian is his adoptive son, and that he took him in as a child because he's selfish and wanted some kind of mortal desire satisfied. And I think what he wants to do is he wants to offer the gift to Adrian.
Interesting.
Whenever Adrian decides to or not. But the Camarilla is not around to say no.
Truth.
So I don't need the permission.
Yep.
But I think mostly research, but he does want to build a family. He wants to have some kind of semblance of grounding in his relationships with what remains of the coterie and what in Elizabeth and Adrian. So somewhere between trying to have a family and trying to dedicate himself to research.
Over the course of the decade and the decades to come, the coterie flits in and out of contact with each other. Calvin, I would imagine, Audra and Alexander maintaining the strongest bonds with each other. Celine still essentially being there, and Silas going off on his own. Calvin slips into the role once held by Jamie Chen as a peacekeeper and dealmaker amongst the more fiery members of the Anarchs, and makes himself relatively indispensable. While Audra, on her return, assumes the barony of Beverly Hills that Calvin had been keeping safe for her while she was gone. Alexander, in his studies, finds numerous mystical secrets and is consistently drawn back to this stone circle with Lilith and the name of God, knowing that there must be more out there like it, that somewhere in the world similar sorts of objects must exist. Poring over these tomes, looking for locations and clues, delving deeper into the story of Na. Sharing some of that information with Celine, but only by trading boons as Celine begins to flit more and more away, given the rift between her and Audra, into her own world in Hollywood. And Silas, I would imagine, occasionally visits with the coterie, but has found a new path for himself. Having let go of the reins of control he once had over the LAPD, he finds himself moving with the Hells Angels into the counterculture of the 1960s and the 1970s, where at the same time the Anarch movement begins to expand up and down the West Coast, only to contract again a few decades later. As it feels like the light of the Anarchs is guttering, Ming takes her moment and seizes a large portion of Los Angeles sometime in the late 90s. and the city is again contested. As the story of Los Angeles will continue next year in the finale of Mother of Monsters. The end of the grand chronicle we're telling here on Welcome to the Party and with other partner organizations such as Soul Bear RPG. Thank you all so much for watching this premiere chronicle of Mother of Monsters, a Chronicles of Darkness story.
It was amazing.
Oh my god.
Yay!
Thank you so much for running this.
Thank you. Oh
Yes,
my
thank
god.
you.
Yes, my glasses are foggy for some reason.
Aww.
Yeah.
Okay. So
This
let's
was-
go ahead.
This was
yeah.
the best game I've ever been in.
Aw.
I've been
It
in
was an
some
amazing
good.
experience.
I've been in some good games, but yes, this is the game that has kind of. I've been in other games. I've been forgetting which characters I'm playing. Which I've played a lot of characters recently, but I've like every Thursday I'm like, wait, which game am I in? Because I'm just not emotionally ready to jump into another game after how amazing this one is. So thank you.
Yay! I'm so glad you all had an amazing experience with this. That's awesome. I'm very happy to hear that. Let's just go around, get your thoughts, give us your shout outs, all that sort of good stuff. Any parting thoughts you have on the game or anything like that? We'll start with M.
Oh no. I have to agree. This has been one of the best games I've ever been in, probably the best. And a large part of that was Throck for DMing. I love your DMing style. I've played with you before with the one shot back in September, and I loved it then. And I think it suits Vampire the Masquerade really well. And so that was a huge part of it. But everyone's characters were amazing. I loved every second playing with you guys and gals. And I should just say folks. I'm sorry.
Guys, gals, and non-binary
Yo.
pals.
Yeah. Now I'm getting choked up. This is just as nice. I like this. I like having an end that feels natural, even though it's bittersweet. This was a great game, and thank you all for letting me play with you. This has been a really great experience.
Yay. Nerdy.
Hi, yeah, I'm Nerdy Titty. You can find me on this channel a lot. Currently 3 times a week. That's going to change here shortly. But I usually run the mask games on Monday, or the masks game Aegis, Shield of Earth on Mondays. This Saturday I will be on Unmade Gaming for a charity stream. I believe we're playing For the Queen. Looking forward to that. And this was amazing. This was so much fun. I'm excited to talk more about the game tomorrow.
Yay. Okay. Yeah, I will remind everyone at the end about Talking Thorns as well. But, Jeff.
Sorry, I'm so close to sneezing.
No.
Okay. No, I honestly was looking forward tonight to see how the hell all this was going to tie up. Well played on the epilogue. That was fun. A little bit of thinking on your feet there. Yeah, this has been a fun 12, 13 weeks.
12 weeks.
Holy
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been good work, everybody.
Awesome. Leona.
Hi, my name is Leona. I'm so sad this is ending. I am so sad that this is ending. This was my first real tabletop RPG campaign. This was my first, and God, what a first to begin with. I love it. I'm hooked. Give me more vampire, give me more. gosh, yeah. I don't know what to say. I'm just
Okay.
really grateful to be able to play with all of you. Yeah, just very grateful, very thankful. You can find me on here. Not really. You can actually find me. I'll only be on sometimes, but Sundays at 8:30 EST. I organize Vibrant
You are the
Visible-
executive producer.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm a mod on the Discord and the executive producer. Thank you for the title. Of Vibrant Visible Victorious, our POC one-shot series, and we run every Sunday 8:30 EST right here on Welcome to the Party. And next week or this coming Sunday, I should say, we are playing a game called Orchestral Trouble. It is a band of orcs. It is D&D 5e. It is being run by the wonderful Miriam, and I cannot wait to have them on. Yeah, just thank you all for the support. I'm always looking for more players and more GMs, so if you want to join, here comes the... Oh no, I'm trying to type in the thing.
I think it's exclamation point 3V, right?
You were at
Yeah,
the
I think so.
start of the
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
page.
somebody got it for me. Thank you.
Yeah, there we
Yes, if you want to join 3V, please feel free to. Oh no, it's this way. Please feel free to check out that link below. Join us on the Discord. And I think that's all I have to say. Thank you all very much. I'm looking forward to playing more games sometime in the future. Hopefully with all of you.
Yay!
Much love.
And Kevin.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kevin, Bisonic Kevin on Twitter. I'm often in the Discord. This weekend, I will also be part of the Unmade charity stream, the Unmade Gaming charity stream, starting at 10 a.m. with a game of Epilion. Not sure how to pronounce it, but we're playing dragons, and it's going to be fun. Dragons and friendship. It's going to be great.
Dragons and feeling.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
That sounds amazing.
It looks like it's going to be a blast. So check that out at 10 a.m. Thank you all. Like, this has been an amazing group. Like, every single one of you is fantastic. This is some of my favorite people to play with. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have much else.
That's fine. That's enough. I love you all and have loved this so much. And I'm also bittersweet to see it end. I think Vampire lends itself to a limited scope chronicle like this, where you tell a complete story. I feel like in D&D sometimes you can burn out as you're like, oh, we're trying to raise to 20 and everybody wants to get to wherever they want to go, right? But one of the great things about the storyteller system is you can go, I have a story I want to tell, and I just want to have awesome characters role-playing, and that is what I'm going to do. And then when it ends, and if you can come to what I hope was a successful conclusion for the team, you end and you have a great memory and a great story to tell at the end of it all. And so I want to thank you all for taking this journey. I want to thank Soul. I want to thank Death by Mage. I want to thank Zed for just taking this insanity journey with me as we put together this crazy 2 streams, 3 shows here in Soul Bear RPG. Who has all sorts of amazing content, and you should check them out. And we're probably going to be rating them after this anyways, if they have their game tonight. But you should check them out as well. They've been an amazing partner to us through this whole thing, and we love them dearly for their work on making this a reality and making it so much fun for their players. But we're not done. For the next 2 weeks, Nerdy Teddy is going to be running one-shots on Wednesday nights. And the first one's going to be Monster of the Week, and the second one's going to be Promethean 2nd Edition, also in the Chronicles of Darkness setting, although I don't think we've decided it's a part of the meta plot in any way, although maybe we should have that conversation if we want to hang them all on the same stream. That's
It's possible because I've been trying to read the book to figure out what I'm going to do, and it's a hard book to read because it's very, what is humanity? We don't know.
I don't know what humanity is. Yeah, what? No, I have no idea. Yeah, but after that, in 2 weeks, we premiere the next phase of the Mother of Monsters story. It will, at the very least, although we're working on another person to do something else pretty neat during this time too, it will at least be comprised of a Cold War spy versus spy tale featuring the Sabbat coterie from this game in Berlin in 1966. And traveling back in time to 1888 in London during the era of Jack the Ripper, a Mage of the Awakening 2nd Edition game called Ex Nihilo. So, if you're interested in watching more World of Darkness, Chronicles of Darkness, and more about this single plot, it's going to be a little bit like Marvel, right? Where like things are kind of interspersed, and the closer we get to the finale, the more it all kind of coalesces together. So at first we're dripping and drabbing, and then things will build towards that meta plot at the end. But yeah. So if you're interested in continuing to watch more Chronicles of Darkness, things that could in some way be linked, possibly see similar characters from this game, or NPCs and maybe PCs if we can make that happen, we'll see. Because it'll be London, and some of you are probably in England in the 1800s, so maybe we can make that happen, who knows. But there's more of this that's going to happen. So you should stick with us. And last but not least, on the Crusade of Thorns, we're going to publish the book. It's happening. It will be out by summer. We will have it on Storyteller's Vault, which is the World of Darkness version of Drive-Thru RPG. And it's going to detail all the NPCs, possibly some of these lovely human beings characters as well. We'll definitely use the amazing photos that they took, and will be used in that way, the very least, because we love you all, and those photos are amazing. And we'll detail Los Angeles in 1943 and give you story options for 1, how to do noir role-playing, 2, how to run vampires in a world at war, and 3, how to maybe go about running the Anarch Revolt. So we're pretty excited about what's going to be coming out. So you should check it out when it comes out this summer. Keep an eye out for it. The reason we originally said, yeah, it's going to come out with the Chronicle is because we thought we would have permission, but the legal wheels on things are slow, and we just found out that we can now publish 5e stuff, and so we focused on telling the game, and now we're going to focus on finishing the book now that we know we can actually publish it. And so that's why there was kind of a hold up there. But yeah, with that, what else do I need to do, team? I need to thank sponsors. Of course, Devin Rue, the amazing Mistress of Maps, who's been a supporter of us from the beginning. Tabletop Loot, your purveyor of fine loots across the interwebs for all things gaming related. Oh yeah, Talking Thorns, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join a large portion of the cast as we talk about A Crusade of Thorns, what the hell happened, and maybe reveal some secrets from the game. It'll be the storytellers and as many of the cast that can show up from all 3 games. So come join us. It will be hosted here at Welcome to the Party at 8 p.m. tomorrow, but will be moderated by the amazing Mr. Death by Mage, who during this whole thing was our narrative storyteller and helped us kind of weave all the different things together. He was incalculably helpful to all 3 of us as we were running our games, and so God bless him for the work that he does. And now he's transitioning over to kind of graphic master-in-chief of the book. As I hurriedly continue writing paragraph after paragraph of setting, he's showing me beautiful ways in which it's going to look when we're all done. And yeah, so the last thing is, of course, Rainbow Railroad. We've done this whole thing in support of Rainbow Railroad, which is an amazing charity that helps LGBTQIA plus people get out of places where they are in crisis and to countries that are way more safer. They'll do things like help them get visas and help with their legal fees and stuff like that. So if you're like us and want to support amazing charities in the service of great gaming, click on the link below and donate to Rainbow Railroad. And last but not least is Patreon. We run a Patreon that is specifically designed to be able to pay artists and writers and amazing people across the RPG sphere to create amazing content. We want to act as an incubator for art and other amazing bits of RPG goodness, and then use that money to spread out into the universe to create great things that we can then showcase here on Welcome to the Party. So yeah, check that out. If you're into the patron thing, we have great Patreon benefits and all that sort of stuff. You get cheaper merch and all sorts of fun stuff. But with that, we're going to be out. We're going to go raid our dear friends at Soul Bear RPG right now, who are playing, I believe it's Tal'Dorei tonight, right? Soul Bear RPG. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of A Crusade of Thorns Noir. Chapter 1 of our amazing tale. Everybody wave and say bye. Bye. Oh, you're already waving. Okay. All right.